Some scenes may not be appropriate for younger audiences. Parental discretion is advised.
Where's the best spice?
Oh, you know,
Second only to salt.
Why does... What? Oh, there we go. It's like, why the hell is my Twitch overlay showing Reddit? That doesn't make sense. I don't even have Reddit.
Oh, right.
I don't even have it open.
I've got this thing called a camera I should probably turn on.
So... Beth.
I don't think she's coming. I thought she said she was taking, like, she was, like, opting out of session until, like, late in the month.
I don't remember this. She said that she's not coming next week.
Oh, she told me and Matt in Mumble the other day that she was probably going to, like, opt out because just super stressful with family and stuff.
I thought she told everyone else, but I guess she might have just told me. My bad.
Betrayal! Betrayal!
My encounter. Okay, let's see what happens.
I mean, that just means we have to, like, bring minions, right?
What minions? Do you guys have minions I don't know about?
I mean, like,
nobody's
I was
ever
thinking
asked,
about it.
Nobody's ever asked Virgil if he's got minions hiding somewhere.
Or Brenna. She's got Wish. She can, like, summon and then planar binding things.
Oh man, planar binding. Hey, you don't know what, you know, Virgil's had True Polymorph for a while. He could just pull some, like, Cambions out of a closet somewhere.
Does that mean they're gay?
Maybe.
Gay Cambions.
I mean, they can shapeshift. They can be whatever they want.
It's 2019. You can be whatever you want to be.
Not yet.
Attack helicopter.
Identifying as an attack helicopter.
Okay.
I mean,
right, so...
True Polymorph yourself into an attack helicopter.
So, now that I know things have changed a little bit, I'm fine with that. I'm cool. I'm cool as a cucumber. I can adapt. I can polymorph, you know?
It just means we have to do more damage, right? It's like, oh, you're missing a person. You better step up your DPS. Or DPR.
Alright. So,
we bring Brenna along and she just wishes everything away, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like once.
I wish the session was over. In roll credits.
The fourth wall breaks too. Okay. You know what would be hilarious? If one of the characters used Wish and wished they were real. Like, I know it wouldn't work.
I mean, it might. They would just, like, cease to exist in the game because they're real.
And then it become real.
Exactly. They just
yeah.
disappear. You disappear. Your friends have no idea what happened to you. The end.
All right. So we're live, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, good. We got all that.
Yes.
So
I have question marks on the character tokens until people, till we figure out what is being played.
So we come back to the Nexus after, what was it, 3-4 weeks of hiatus from the last session?
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
It was like Halloween.
Yeah, it was Halloween. It trickled over to like 3 awesome sessions. And...
the end of which nobody knows because Matt's internet took a shit.
Right.
So, to start things off for tonight, I want to ask you guys, given a situation where everybody had to leave the Nexus for a mission, imagine a mission where Voltar required the Nexus to assemble and, go off. There is always a handful of individuals who are left behind the Nexus, just to make sure everything's okay. It's never like a full capacity, everyone's gone. So upon one of these days, when Voltar taken everybody out, who would be behind?
Well, let's see.
Depends on what it involves. I mean, like, realistically, I've been playing Spencer a lot because I never really, got to play Brenna in NPC or as not an NPC. So, I would probably say that, Spencer is probably out doing whatever.
given the situation currently, in that, um, like, Brogark is still gone, Drekthar is still gone, so Dawn is probably still here because, you know, someone has to look after all of Drekthar's, like, menagerie of shit over here that he's just seemingly left behind.
And Brenna's more like bookworm, kind of like always pursuing knowledge, so she would be abusing the library.
Let's see, question is, does Brenna have a token?
She used to.
Oh, it's not in your folder.
Damn.
Yes, I looked there too. I was like, absence.
Yeah, I see her token on the board. It's just not in the folder.
Oh,
Okay,
like in
that's
the
enough.
Dropbox.
Yeah.
That's fine. Leave that one there, and we'll just use that when we need to. Okay. So upon this very quiet midweek day, just some day in the middle of the week, Voltar has taken the group and he's sent the group on together, him inclusive, on sort of a mission to fight against the corruption. And we'll just jump quickly to that scene, and it's sort of like the Avengers assembling scene, where it's like that cinematic 360-degree view, the camera circling the group, like Violet's reloading her gun, Vasco's taking out a staff and conjuring this abjuration shield, and Vu's taking out his sword, and it's brandished with the screams and echoes of 1,000, souls.
Only 1,000? That was a pretty sparsely populated world.
For now, that's just the charge up. He has to build up the power over like each consecutive kill he makes, combos and stuff. But essentially, that's what's happening. When Voltar is fighting, they're just fighting like this army of corruption surrounding them in this circular 360-degree scene, this panoramic view. On the second hand, Lysandra is going on vacation. She finds herself in sort of this metropolitan shopping mall, and she finds herself sitting on top of the shoulder of Dwayne, and Dwayne is just carrying her as they're going Christmas shopping, looking for something, looking for a Christmas gift for Dawn, essentially. You don't know this, Dawn, but you probably know. You have an inkling that that's what's happening, but you don't know exactly what it is
I can
yet.
see into her brain. I probably do know.
So during this scene, she's going shopping. She's riding Dwayne like on the shoulder, and the sounds of robot gears move and kind of just move, and everybody in the mall just crowded. Very modern looking mall. It's like Christmas shopping mayhem, just crowded everywhere. But everybody gives her a wide berth, and when she finally spots something to her liking, she turns her head, and it's a perfume store, and she says, "Oh, Dwayne, please take me there." And all of a sudden, Dwayne starts to just accelerate and charge up and rush into the perfume store, where he just clashes through the glass and knocks over vials and vials and shelves of perfume. Everybody within the store, you can see, just sprawling around, gasping for air and failing their constitution saves and collapsing to the ground. Now we pan back to the Nexus, where it is just, like I said, a quiet weekday. Nothing unusual. The sound of Lars working the forge, very typical stuff. The sounds of small dragonlings, wormlings playing, and just books being turned where there are minions, skeletal servants specifically, don in gay apparel and putting up small Christmas decorations and whatnot. So at this moment, while you guys are in here, the two of you, so far at least, that you guys are aware of, what are you guys doing at this very moment?
Brenna is over at the library doing some research, trying to sort out ways to, reverse Dracolichism, because that's not a very well-researched subject. It's taking a while. Since we've still got that, Dracolich hanging around, she wants to help him because she feels guilty because she kind of helped to make him.
Okay. Uh, Dawn.
Dawn is just sort of vaguely watching, the dragonlings and not really interfering with what they're doing, but just, making sure nobody gets into, more trouble than they need to.
The Dragonlings are playing a quick game of tag, and sort of not only that, but the sound, not the sound, sorry, the game that they're playing involves sort of a string of ribbon. You see that Dargan is taking lead, and he's got this red string of ribbon, and he's pulling it behind him, and it's essentially going around and around and wrapping around you. And as you're trying to watch them, like he's spinning these circles around him with his buddies, I want you to make a dexterity save.
All right, all right, all right.
You are about to trip and fall.
Let's see. Dexterity save for Dawn. Open character sheet. Roll d20. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be good. Let's see. My modifier is if my character sheet would like to load. Come on. This is why I should be using paper. Paper doesn't have a load time. Okay, so that's my modifier. So I got a 25.
Okay. With the 25, the coils of ribbon, which are used for Christmas the upcoming weeks, they come around you and you are restrained, but you manage to catch yourself before you fall. And as you fall like a cat. Catch yourself. You don't hit the ground hard or anything. But when you touch the ground, propping yourself up, the ground shakes with a violent tremor. And Dargan is like, "Wow, you fall hard. You must be heavier than you look."
Damn, Dargan.
No concept of rudeness, just
No.
saying as he sees the world with innocence.
Let's see. I will, noticing this mysterious tremor, I will tell Dargan to, let's see. Dargan, how about you take the ribbon there and go play with the rest of your toys that are in the playroom that's in my room. Basically, because her room is extra dimensional, so there are many rooms of one of which has a bunch of like, Dargan's random stuff in it.
Okay. I want you to make a persuasion check with advantage.
Persuade an infant dragon to go to his room.
I mean, this isn't the first time this has happened. Let's see, what is my persuasion skill? My persuasion on this character. Okay, I got a modified 20.
All right. Dargan tucks his head down, a little bit disappointed, but he takes the ribbon, and the ribbon is sort of like a entrancing thing to his friends, and they kind of just follow him as he walks silently out of the room. And you didn't say where you were, right?
I didn't say where I was. I assume I'm like generally where I'm either where my token is or I'm up here somewhere.
Okay, let's say you're in the kitchen. Let's say the whole debacle of this has led you like to a chase of watching the Dargan, and let's say you're in the kitchen area or so. So when they leave the room, what do you do?
I am going to look around for anybody that's actually, still here. And I guess I would know who's still here. Let me kind of remove some tokens here.
Yeah, you know that Brenna is definitely around the place. The skeletal minions, they're wearing these lovely seasonal sweaters. And one of the skeletal minions is definitely in the room with you, the kitchen. And Spencer has essentially created sort of his seasonal like eggnog extra rum heavy, just for sampling sizes for testing before they put it onto the market for the season. and you see that the skeleton minions just kind of arranging the glasses and such things for tastings.
Alright, I'm just removing people from the map so that this makes more sense. Let's see, did I miss
No,
anybody?
they're floating up in space.
I don't have anywhere to hide them yet. Hold
I'm
on.
kidding.
I'm working on it. Okay, so that's almost everybody. Alright, there's just 2 more tokens to get out of here.
I'll have to make an updated map at some point with all the stuff we've added.
Right, okay, so... Anyway, so yeah, once all that's sorted, I'm going to... Yeah, I'm gonna try to find anybody that's still here, because I'm probably not the only person that, you know, felt the magical floating space island shake. That's probably not a good thing.
If you start to leave the room, there would be another tremor, and you see that as that tremor rumbles through the town, or not the town, the Nexus, the island, this planar piece of land. You see that the eggnog kind of the glass vibrates the bowl, and at this
I just
point,
like get an image of that scene from Jurassic Park, the glass of water on the table.
exactly. Brenna, if you had any liquids, like a glass with you, I don't know, like a glass of blood or something, with you, you would start to see the same, as well as dust from the shelves of the library they disperse and kind of just topple on you gently like snow.
Bren will kind of like look around a little bit and see that nobody else is in the room, and makes it hard to study when people keep stomping about. I was trying to think of a better word for it, but alas.
Dawn kind of pokes her head into the library and says, "The island is shaking. I'm not an expert in magic, but I don't think a magical floating island is meant to shake."
Brenna looks up over at Dawn and says, "Is that what that is? You felt it too?"
Multiple. That's not a good sign.
Brenna puts a little like piece of cloth in the book and sets it down on the table, and says, "Well, I figured it was just Lars over in the forge. Sometimes he makes quite the racket over there."
I'm gonna exit back out of the room and just sort of draw a weapon and start heading in this general direction. My ultimate destination is like down here, because Dawn is thinking that every time something bad has happened around, like in the Nexus, that is external, like to us causing our own drama, it always comes from this direction.
Okay. So Brenna, you follow along to this.
Yep.
Dawn leads the way. You have a weapon in your hand, is like in the form of a gun or a sword.
She's probably drawn a gun, but she'll call for the sword. Actually, we'll wait on the sword unless we need the sword. She'll call for the sword, but she's not gonna like magically summon it. She'll just like let it sort of fly here on its own.
Okay. You have the gun. You have a gun in your hand, in one of your hands, and as you make it out of the portcullis, the main gate to for example, south of this island, the sword flies into your hand at that very moment. And when you stand at the portcullis, the gate, you take a few steps out onto the front lawn. You see the pristine lake that belongs to, as you name him, Hans. And when you look around, the grass, the grounds, they're empty. Nothing unusual. But at that very moment, you hear another tremor, and you see that the lake, the pond in front of you, it begins to almost tsunami a little bit. And I want like everybody to make perception checks if you're interested in, looking for what this disturbance
Let's
is
see. I'm
being
pretty
caused
sure
from.
I get a bonus to this. Let me check my items. Let's see. Da, 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 da.
Brenda's got her newly crafted Rod of Alertness, so
Yep.
she actually has like advantage on the perception checks.
I have advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on sight.
All right, what are your totals?
Let's find out.
Probably not enough.
Perception, mine'll be enough. My perception is amazing. Alright, let's see.
Oh god, why?
My perception total is 33.
Okay,
I got a 24.
all right. Both of you are able to see with very clear appearances in the distance, not on the Nexus Island itself, but perhaps what you may call a half a league of distance away. So still quite some distance, but you see that as a fourth tremor occurs on the island, you see just a blue speck of light in the distance, and out comes sort of a vessel. And you've heard so far 3 more prior to this one. The 4th one you've witnessed yourselves, but the 3 prior, you just heard the trembles. So now, in the distance, you see 4 vessels, and they are quickly approaching you guys, and they do so with a lot of speed and velocity. So fast as the time it takes for you guys to register, it's probably traversed half of that distance of that they were. So they're now about a quarter of a league from you guys.
So, because of my glasses, I can make out details of extremely distant creatures and objects as small as 2 feet across. So, do I get any sense of what is on the vessel?
You don't believe your eyes when you see that these 4 vessels, and as they grow increasingly large as they approach towards you, they're huge, massive. They may even span the entire Nexus length, diameter itself. And when they approach you, they're starting to sail through the space. These are large black vessels, ships, but not in the sense of like a sailing ship, but rather in the sense of a space-like cruiser entity, some sort of vessel that houses people fully armored and such things. And the only things that you can make out are of the black structures, like the black plating structures about it. It's got these veins of blue light that glow about it. It's organic. It branches out like capillaries and such things. And the hull of the ship, the 4 ships, they're completely unnatural. They're not perfectly square or cylindrical like you would expect a spaceship to be, like a sci-fi one, but rather they're more like insect looking. They're more crude. They're more organically shaped. They have barbs to them. They have weird spiky protrusions and such things to them. And as they get ever so closer, they don't come straight into the Nexus Island. No. They kind of veer off a little bit and start to circle around it, like almost docking themselves a few 100 yards away.
I will sound the alarm for any any people that are still on the island that if you're not a combatant, you need to hide. Alarm.
And where would this alarm be situated?
I've always imagined that given the way the last couple given the way the last couple of attacks on the island have been, I make the assumption that we probably have alarm bells or something, like a pull on that, against
Break glass.
In case of invasion, break glass. Like
Okay, yeah,
probably
absolutely.
like
No,
probably on like the portcullis and like on these sections. Not
absolutely. No, that's fine. That's completely fine. So you and Brenna, like Brenna, you see Don just turn around and wanting to like hoof it back to the glass. So what's your reaction?
I don't know. Like, this is kind of an aside, but like, it's apparently just me because I'm watching the stream, and like I'm hearing like, every other syllable. So I'm like watching the stream to actually hear what you're saying because I can barely make out what you're saying. So apologies for delayed reactions.
Okay.
Um,
Do you want
but
to restart VC just real quick so you're good?
yeah, I mean, I can do that. Maybe that might be what
yeah,
it
but you
is.
sound fine for me, obviously, because the stream sounds fine.
Yeah, it sounds fine when I'm watching it on the stream, so I don't know what the deal is. So maybe I'll just restart my VC. So sorry, but like I can't hear you very well.
Okay.
All right, I'll just wait for him to log back in. Luckily, it doesn't take that long to get logged back in this thing. It was funny the last time we did one of these sort of sessions where Ed was here and like as I'm like doing the intro, the second I turned Fog of War on around the Nexus, he's just like, "Oh shit."
Uh, it seems like we always get invaded during Christmas.
Yeah, that's pretty
It's
accurate.
tradition now.
It's tradition, kind of like fighting various versions of Krampus. Oh, there's.
I cannot guarantee what this might entail, but I did not plan to get invaded on Christmas. That just happened to be that this fit now.
It happened to be what we're doing today. Let me make sure that.
Right?
Let me make sure
Okay.
that Delph's camera's all right. Kid, are you better, Delph?
He's still like red bar, like cutting in and out for me, so I don't know. Obviously, it's fine for you. I'll just have to deal with it
No,
and
time.
apologize for.
We can just like we can log into Mumble and use that for sound.
I mean, whatever works, I guess.
If that, if it sounds better to you that way, let's find out. Let me just mute this.
Connected.
Okay, there. Now I'm in Mumble. Waiting for J-Mang. There we go.
GMing entered channel.
Alright, let's see if that's better.
Test.
Testicle. I hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like, it sounds fine on Matt's end, but like your connection to me is just poo, and I don't know why.
That's okay. That's why we have a voice server. It's
Hey,
good.
remember
Right.
how last night you bragged about your internet?
Karma, bitch.
Apparently.
We have severed our connection.
Alright.
Okay. So, when you see these large vessels, black, metallic looking, blue veins kind of cut across multiple sides of it, it kind of has a sort of a hum to it as it kind of glides across the air and space. How does Brenna react?
Disgust. Ugh. What is that thing? Because she hasn't really seen a whole lot of the corruption because she's been kind of like bookworm in the Nexus since she got there, so she hasn't really been exposed to a lot of the corruption looking crap yet.
Yeah, she's she's sheltered, isn't she?
Yep.
And okay, as you react with disgust, your the camera looks towards your face, and all that would be on her face is just sort of a blue light, as one of these vessels, which I'm gonna dub Dreadnought from this point out, is what I'm gonna refer to. He's one of the Dreadnoughts. They have kind of faced completely their port side to you. That's left, and sticking out of the sides, a cannon or a tubular structure exposes itself, and a blue light blasts outward. Don, you need not warn the Nexus, because this cannon blast strikes the Nexus, the keep well in itself, and you see that walls begin to break down and crumble. And the alarm sounded for you.
Well then. Let's see. How to proceed here?
Brenna
Well,
will shout back and say, "Well, they don't seem very friendly."
nothing that visits here is ever friendly. I'm going to, since the only way to keep it from like blowing up the island at this point is going to be taking drastic measures, since they seem to be determined to blow us up. We're going to get the
Gangplank. Wait, what?
oh, well, I mean maybe later, but no. I'm going to get. Let's see. How do I want to do it? Yeah, I'll just get I'll get the broom out, and I'm going to.
I'll get the broom out as Matt's mom is sweeping behind him. Well played.
No, I'm gonna get the broom out and use that to fly at the ship.
Okay. As that happens, I want the two of you to make dexterity saving throws as another dreadnought begins to fire a barrage and it begins to land near you guys. I want to give Dawn advantage on this because she is in the air and taking off.
Okay, let's see. That is gonna be a 24.
Success.
I'm guessing this is not a magical effect, so that's a 20.
It is a magical effect.
Oh, well then
You mean
higher than
attack,
20.
right? Like a magical attack thing because of your shield?
Yes.
Yes, it counts as a magical attack.
Oh, it doesn't make it any higher, so 20.
Okay, 20 still a success. You guys will take half. Manage to reduce that to 0 somehow, like success or something.
Divide by 0.
Oh right, I didn't increase my HP when we leveled. Oops. Let me fix that.
So you guys would take 13 points of fire. Sorry, not fire. Force damage. As this blue ball of force fire looks kind of like fire as it's launched, and it sort of has this flame-like tail behind it, like a comet shooting. And then when it lands around you guys, it just explodes and dissipates, and you just see an impact of force, and it knocks you guys around enough to take you off into the air, Dawn.
All right. As long as I still
Brenna
got the
will instinctively like put the shield up in front of her face because fire is scary still for her.
Yeah, rocks and clumps of dirt and grass pick up around you.
Alright, I'm flying right at this thing because I need to find a way on it, in it. I need to disable this thing.
Okay. Dawn takes off, sailing straight to the 4 dreadnoughts that have lined themselves perfectly, all port side facing towards you guys. Cannons are being pulled out to the sides, and they're being exposed to these small port like turrets. And they're just being pointed and fired down upon the Nexus. Just blue plumes of light and energy explode around you guys. You can hear the bricks falling, and sort of cries of Stellan are being called to muster arms to whoever is within the Nexus. What are you doing, Brenna, as you see Dawn take off into the air?
Muttering under my breath that I wish I had a way to fly, and will. I think does she have Dimension Door? Let me double check. Doesn't look like she has that prepared. Alright, so as Dawn takes off, looking for a way through it, Brenna, not having any idea what these things are or what they may or may not be vulnerable to, will I don't really have. I sorry, I like haven't played her ever, so
Absolutely,
I'm not
no,
sure.
take your time. First time. A little bit difficult. So I just want to make sure, is this your first time actually playing officially?
Yeah, like as a playable character, not as like tagging along in NPC mode.
NPC mode in this
So-
campaign means tagging along and sniping all the kills with cantrips.
Pretty much. So she will I guess she's got cantrip. She'll just like use a cantrip on at this thing and try and like poke at it. Well,
it's
just
it's incredibly far,
oh, how far is incredibly far?
hundreds of yards.
Hundreds of yards. Okay. In that case, she is going to go look for a way to, I guess, fly over there. Like she doesn't have any way to like get airborne.
Okay.
Am I
You
gonna
know.
say, am I gonna have to stop and like come back and give you the broom?
I was just looking at like she's got teleportation circle. Like yeah, I'm gonna sit there and cast for a minute to teleport onto that thing.
You can, if you want to.
Right.
You can.
Not gonna do me a whole lot of good.
But Don, you would notice that you can see that there's conflict in Brenna as she's indecisive at the moment what to do. Like one hand weighing spells, the other hand weighing what other options she has. But
I will. Let's see. I don't want to. I don't want to use that yet because that's kind of my emergency card. Let's hold on to that. I guess I'll go back and get Brenna because she's like the only person in this party that can't just fly naturally. And Dawn didn't know that.
I gotta take more levels in Vampire to be able to fly.
Dawn just like whips back over there on the broom and stops and just says, Can you really not fly? I thought everyone here could fly."
Kind of like looks dejectedly at her feet and says, "No."
If you don't have time to feel bad, come on.
Guess she'll hop on the broom, and being unused to flying in such a manner will like do the whole like I'm scared and going to like cling to Dawn and probably make it difficult for her to fly the broom.
Oh no, Lysandra does this all the time. This is pretty normal. Because Lysandra is terrified of heights.
in the time it takes for you to go back and pick up Brenna, and when you guys finally manage to take off between the awkwardness, and Brenna weighs more than Lysandra because of that plate armor or half plate that she wields now. It's a different flying experience, and by the time you manage to take off once more, the battlefield changes. The dreadnoughts begin to shift from their singular line of facing port towards you, and they begin to face 2 by 2. And 2 of the ones that are closest to you, a portion of their blue veins that kind of just go through the hull of the vessels of the dreadnoughts, they phase and flash for a moment, and like a comparative size of mosquitoes to sort of a large car almost. Mosquitoes to a large car. Small flying creatures begin to emerge out of them, and they begin to fly towards you. And at first you see 5, 10, then 20.
Oh boy.
And Dawn, because you're so perceptive and you can see sort of like leagues away, and Brenna, you can try if you want to make a perception check to do so. But Dawn, what you immediately see would be that these small flying creatures that are relative size to the dreadnoughts as mosquitoes, they're actually humanoid creatures as far as you can tell, but they have these weird draconic wings that are black and have these blue accents that are similar to the dreadnought's complexion and hull shape and color.
So it's L-Dog's Vengeance. That's the name of the flagship.
How's your roll?
Oh, 24.
24, okay. So you would see this too, but not in so much clarity and detail, but you definitely do see this too. And these creatures with these draconic-like wings, they are carrying one other individual with them. Imagine like a dragon man, or like a winged tiefling carrying a person with them, in sort of like the underarms and kind of just hauling them towards Nexus Island. You see this, and they're seemingly like in total probably like 50 of the winged and carry-ons. Combined, the two
Did they
combined
check the
50.
bags?
They are
Obviously
carrying
not.
bags with them too.
All right.
See, Don.
This is interesting. So, I have a terrible plan, but it's a plan that I'm probably not going to be able to share because I'm busy flying. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to keep flying right into this. So what's the spread look like on these guys? Like, how are they spaced in their flight towards us?
Make an insight check.
Insight check. Okie dokie. Let's see. Ooh, don't drop the d20. Come back here. Damn, I'm rolling good tonight. Let's see. Insight. I got a +5 to that, so that's a 24.
They are flying currently in a completely horizontal manner. It's just a straight line, horizontal, so they're gonna come clashing straight into you. But you think that they're probably going to break up this line and flank. They're going to attack the weakest points of the Nexus from the north and the south is what you think. And they're starting to do that as time gets a little bit elapsed. And I assume that you guys are still flying towards them, or do you want to back off?
Yeah, I want to fly towards them, and what I'm looking for here, so they're flying sort of... Here, let me get a... So they're flying like in a horizontal line right now, and what you're saying is that they're going to like break off, kind of like
They're gonna
arcing to the left
pincer
or
you
right.
guys.
Yeah, they're gonna like break to the left or right to try to encircle us. So what's the like the distance like of the currently breaking line? Like if I'm looking at it like a horizontal line, like what's the distance left to right?
Left to right, probably, I would say 100 yards. They're spread out. They're not grouped up.
100
And it looks
yards.
like the way bombers would fly. Yeah, it would look like the way bombers would fly to spread out, maximize destruction.
For us math impaired people, that's 300 actual squares on the map. Okay, so it's a really long line.
Yeah, and there's a lot of distance between one in each of them.
So let's see, what's the distance that I can hit on a trick? Let's see, I can hit on a hit. Oh wait, that's not the right shot. Wait, oh, this is right here. Here it is. Yes, I get this. Okay, cool. Alright, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to, let's see, within the first range increment, so what's the best weapon to use on that? Alright, I'm going to use my first range increment. Okay, so I realistically using the sniper rifle would be the best bet, but I can't do that while I'm flying on a broom, so instead we're going to use something we can use on a broom.
No scope it.
No scope it, but the whole point is scoping it. I gotta do a trick. Okay, so we're gonna get... I'm gonna use the smaller rifle, which is, you know, it's possible to fire one-handed if I had to, but I'm just gonna assume that... Or I'm gonna tell Brenna to, like, hold the broom steady as I attempt to make the approach on this. Here's what I want to do, and you tell me how reasonable this is to attempt. So, I want to flank the line here. So if the line is this way and it's starting to break this way and this way, I want to try and get onto, let's see, what side would be the most vulnerable?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh? What?
Oh, I am stupid and almost closed the window. We're good.
Okay, I think the right side is probably the most vulnerable side, so I'm gonna go this way. And what I want to do is I want to try to counter flank their line. And what I'm looking for here is I want to move the broom such that I get to a point where I can see as many of the ones breaking this way off in a line as possible. So like they're making a curve, right? I want to imagine me drawing a line from like dawn to the flanking spot, like the edge of their flank, like cutting my line of sight through as many of them as possible.
Okay. So I want you to do to line as many of them up as possible. I want you to roll
Roll what? Sorry, you cut out.
percentile.
Percentile. Where's my percentile? Here we go. Percentile. I got a 53.
Okay. When you start to flank and curve around them, you're not controlling this anymore. You're letting Brenna do the handling, right?
Yeah, because I have a rifle in my hand and I'm trying to line up some sort of shot here. And Brenna's never flown the broom, so this will be fun.
Brenna,
Right?
you are in charge of flying the broom. This is your first time doing so. What skill do you think you need to succeed?
Well, I mean, if it fit with her flavor more, I'd say religion, but
Praying that you don't fall into the void.
yes, that's exactly my thought process on it. But
Okay.
she doesn't really have a whole lot of faith in divine beings anymore because of everything that's happened to her. So she is going to use Arcana to try and remember if she knows how to handle one of these things after reading about it.
All right.
And probably not, but whatever. We'll try. That's a probably not. That is a 12.
Okay. With a 12, there is some learning to do this. It was much easier when you read this in the books. You're not sure how it could be this hard. You just don't understand how it could be this hard.
Having
Well-
two people on it makes it that hard.
Yeah. Two people, a little bit of half plate on it, and someone trying to ready a rifle, essentially. While you do this, Dawn, make your attack roll as
Alright.
you line 3 of them up.
So with this attack roll, I am going to use my new feature that I just got this level. I'm going to use Piercing Shot, where I spend 1 grip point before making an attack roll with any firearm that does piercing damage. If I hit, then I make an attack roll against every creature in a line directly behind that target.
Okay. And when you do so, are you targeting the flyers or the ones that
I
are being
am
carried?
trying to target the... I'm
Or
going
it
to
doesn't
target...
matter?
Let's see. I'm going to target the... I'm going to target the flyers, and I'm going to spend another grip point to turn this into a trick shot, which is going to be an arm shot.
Okay.
On a hit, the target takes normal damage and must make a strength save, and if they fail, they drop whatever they're holding.
Okay. Because Brenna is not so versed in handling of this broom, you're going to take a -3 penalty
Okie
to
dokie.
your attack.
Alrighty. So a -3 on my attack roll. That makes my attack roll modifier that. Okay. Alright, here we go. Let's see what we get. So with my modifier, okay, so that plus that minus 3, that is going to be a 29.
You
Fine.
hit.
Okay, so I hit on that one. So now I have to make the same attack roll. I have to make it against everything in the line. So you said there's 3 total, so I have to make 2 more attack rolls.
Mhm.
Okay, the first one is plus that. Actually, wait. Okay, so the other one is going to be a 32.
Yep, that hit.
Oh, this last one's going to be terrible. Minus 3. The last one's a 17.
That one will miss.
Okay, so 2 of them are going to take some damage. Let's see, this is that gun, so that is... Oh, it's a D12. I haven't rolled one of those in a while. D12. Oh, I rolled pretty good. Okay. The first shot is going to be 16 points of piercing damage,
Mhm.
and it has to make the strength save, and then the second shot is going to be 14
Fails.
points of piercing damage, and it has to
Okay.
make the strength save. What is my DC? My DC is 19.
Yeah, no, it fails the first strength save.
Alright, so whatever it is holding, it has to drop, and I've spent
It-
2, let's see, 5, let's see, 4, 3. Okay, there we go.
It drops one of the carriers, and you just hear a scream. A really, it's a very very deep tone scream, like that the scream you expect from like a really burly man. Sort of scream.
Screaming forever as he falls into the void.
Yeah, it just disappears. Okay, so 16 on the first attack, right?
Yeah, it was 16 points of damage, and then it was what?
14.
14, yep.
Okay, let me just write that down. Give me one moment because your number is so big.
My numbers are so big.
It's like I'm used to like 3, 6. I got good at that.
Yeah, you're used to low level games or this high level games. It's like, damn, I rolled below a 30. What is this?
Okay, so you see that one of the carriers are dropped, and you kind of just smack one of the wings, and it kind of just rolls and tumbles, and it manages to catch itself. But seeing that, because it's dropped its payload, it charges towards you, while the rest of them continue to advance with the cargo intact. So at this point, Brenna, do you want to do anything?
I hit the second one. Did the second one make his save?
Oh, sorry. My apologies. What was your DC?
19.
19. 18, so fails.
Yep.
So two of them just dropped their cargo.
And it's the same bullet that just passes through like one to the other.
Yeah, the third one was supposed to get hit. It actually hits, but it tumbled through like 2 creatures already, so it lost all its velocity before plinking off of. What you can see is that it's their armor, strangely. And I'm going to describe to you guys in a little bit more clarity what these creatures look like. These creatures, for the most part, their skin color, their skin tone, is not human. It's not you guys. It's not the typical human palette. Rather, it's dark, like dark grays, all the way to greens. Anywhere from like an olive to a dark gray charcoal to light greens to sort of like moss colored almost. And that's their skin color, and parts of their skin are exposed, as you see that they do have armor, but their armor is so odd. It's organically inorganic, such that it seems to be made of metal, and it has the veins that flow through this metal, but it's in such a way that it looks like it's just molded on, like someone just slapped some rock onto them. And essentially, I don't know if you guys know what tourmaline looks like, but black tourmaline, it's got these rigid fibers that look like crystalline upon this armor, and it kind of just attaches anywhere. Like maybe if it forms through like a pseudo helmet, pseudo bracers, just attaches anywhere onto these creatures' bodies, and it has sort of that blue glow and hum to them. So, Brenna, as you see 2 of the carriers being dropped, do you do anything?
Curse under my breath softly about her Dawn making this look so easy. How far away are they roughly?
They're still quite a distance away. I think in terms of just targets, they're the ones that you have knocked their cargo are coming towards you. And they're getting closer and closer. I'd say the closest one's 120 feet.
20. Is there anything else within like 150, or is it pretty much just the ones that dropped their load? Giggity.
They're the ones that drop their load. The 2 of them, I would say, are within both like 150 feet.
Yeah, this is kind of hard to hear. Let me kind of doodle. Oops, I just drew a dot on the map. Get out of here.
Oh no, I was just curious because the range of spells, like some of my longer range ones are like 150, 120.
Yeah.
So
I'm kind of imagining the line is like it started out as a line and it's now breaking off into sides going around the island, but we came sort of like from the island towards the line, and we kind of went and shot, and like the shot crossed like here, so like we are moving towards each other at different angles.
they're going around the outside.
Yes.
And let's see. So I don't really have a whole lot that I can do from that range still. 120 feet actually. Yeah. How about the closest one needs to make a, what is this, a con save?
Sure.
I'm gonna cast a spell at it. Well, no, it's a ranged spell attack. Just kidding. I thought it was a saber suck cantrip. Never mind.
Okay.
Make an attack roll against it.
What are you casting at it?
Chill touch.
Okay.
Oh boy, we have a fun history with this spell.
Right?
It'll be funnier once I tell you. Well, you'll see. You'll see.
Are they immune to cold damage?
I didn't say that yet.
Yet. Either way, I don't think that's going to hit because that is an 18.
18 on the die. Are you hitting? You're hitting the ones that are closest to you without cargo.
Correct.
Yes, that'll
18,
hit.
like modified 18.
Mhm,
Okay.
that'll hit.
Ready. And.
Like-
Do-do-do.
48.
Well, now by process of
48.
elimination, we know their AC.
Right. Oh god, that was good damage. I'm gonna be really sad when they're immune to cold damage. So that is 16, 20, 23 points of it is cold damage, right? No, necrotic damage. Just
Necrotic
kidding.
damage, and you said how much points, and it's slowed by how many feet too? Can you let me know as well?
Let's see. It was 23 points of necrotic damage, and it this is cannot regain hit points
Okay, all right, cool.
till the end of my
So-
next turn. Yep.
It cannot regain hit points, and why don't you describe the spell to me?
Brenna, is well versed in the ways of darkness because of her past, and so she kind of reaches into that power to basically just like kind of form like a little skeletal hand that appears on its neck, just kind of like grabs it by the throat and starts like squeezing the life out of it.
Excellent. At this point, roll initiative.
Alright, initiative time. Time to roll a billion on initiative because that's what Dawn does. Let's
Oh man, I actually got
see.
pretty good on my initiative.
Let's see, our proficiency is 6, so initiative time. Alright, I got a... Actually, we can put the tracker up.
I got a modified 20.
That is not the tracker. That's the tracker.
We shouldn't need the tracker. There's only 3 of us. So, might want to keep like a turn counter though for you guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a turn counter on it.
Okay, so Brenna, what do you get?
20 modified.
Man.
I'm just gonna use... We'll just use like this random token there.
Don,
bet.
what'd you get?
Oh, for initiative, I got a... Let me math that again. That...
Much?
Is it more than 20? That's all I need to know.
Yes, it's more than 20. It is a
Okay.
25? Yeah,
Alright.
25.
From behind you, Brenna's spell goes off, and a chill starts to just reverberate past you, and it sails across in the form of a hand, choking the life out of one of these creatures. These winged, dragon-like in terms of wings, but humanoid in terms of body, and just weird, inorganic, organic armor, made of stone, metal, something. What do you do? Is your first up in initiative?
Okay, so I'm up in initiative. Let's see. So I knocked a couple of them down. And there's still just a shitload of these things. So I'm going to try... Cast Wish, I dare you.
Counter spell.
Suddenly
counter
there's
spell.
suddenly the ship itself, like the cannon looks at you and is just like, counter spell. Giant counter spell. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I will use, let's see. I'm gonna use a spell here. Do I have that spell prepared? Shit, let me check. No I don't, damn it. Okay. Alright, I will not use that spell because I don't have it prepared. That's fine. I'll use instead... I'm going to try to get into a position where I can hit... Like, I want to get as many of them... I want to get closer. I want to get a bunch of them, like, into a... I don't want to fly, like, into their zone of control, but I want to get within... Let's see... What's the range on this? Really terrible. Alright. So I'm going to fly up... And how close? Let's see. What is the broom's flying speed? Did I write that down?
60.
So the broom can move 60 feet. So I can't quite get in range for what I wanted to do. That's fine. So we're gonna keep trying to get into this fight, but in the meantime, since I can't do what I really wanted to do, instead we're going to just pull out. We will use quick draw to put the rifle away and get out a pistol and, catch the flying sword in the other hand for the moment while I do this. Actually, we'll just let the sword fly right now because I need to drive the broom. Okay, so we'll drive the broom, and I will use... I guess I'll just attack... Let's see, so the ones that drop the things are still flying towards us. I will... Okay, how... What is their Is their formation still the same? Have they moved?
The ones that have dropped their payload, they're coming straight to you, but the rest of them are still on course.
Okay. So I will try to... I will try to shoot as many of them as I can with... Let's see, I have 3 attacks per action, and I have 3 grit left. Alright. So I'm going to shoot 3 more that have not been engaged yet, that are still carrying something, and I'm going to use... Can I use more than 1 trick shot per round? Let me double check that. It's been a minute since I actually used a trick shot. Am I allowed to use more than 1 of these per round? Let's see. You can spend 1 grit before making an attack. Oh yeah, just anytime you make an attack roll. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to use all of my grit to do 3 more of the same body shot. Or wait, is it considered a body shot? I think it's considered an arm shot. So I will shoot at 3 more of them and use all 3 grit and try to make them also drop their payloads.
Okay.
So I will make my attack rolls. Let's see. First one is going to be 17 plus that minus that. The first one is going to be a 33. The second one, I don't even have to add that. It's going to be a 32. Because it was... Oh, the third one's lower. It's going to be a 25.
All 3 will hit, and they need to make saves, correct?
They all 3 need to make strength saves of DC 19 or drop whatever they're holding.
Okay, so one of them, natural 1, drops it completely. The other one is going to be a 17, and the last one's going to be a 26.
Okay, so 2 drops. That's good. Let's see. So my damage, I switched guns to a smaller gun. So we're going to roll... That is a percentile. I don't want that. I want to roll this. Oh, that went out of the dice box. Let's try that again. Okay, first attack roll is going to be... Or first damage roll, rather. Is going to be 15 points of piercing damage. Second one is going to be 13 points of piercing damage. And the third one is going to be 15 points of piercing damage again.
Okay.
And then I will use my bonus action to reload, because I can do that now.
Alright.
And that's basically it. I'll move the broom as far as I can, which is its full 60 feet, but they're still over 100 feet away at this point.
They're the closest one, the ones that you dropped previously. The closest one to you is 60 feet. So still within, quite a ways away. But at this point, Brenna, it is your turn as you see 2 more of these creatures just drop after shot by Dawn's rifle work. Marksmanship.
I'll be like, good shooting.
And just pat her on the back.
Yep.
Destabilizes the broom and the aim. But yeah, the closest one to you is 60 feet. At this point, the next one would be 90, and then successively every increments of 30 feet.
Okay. I don't have a good line spell. This would be a good time to be like a lightning wizard, right?
It'd be a good time to have Vasco. He'd be like, I cast lightning bolt.
We cut to Vasco just mowing down hordes of corruption with just a line of lightning, just evaporating things.
Let's see. So since they're not really like grouped up yet, I'm gonna save like the big boy spells for a bit.
This would be a good time for Spencer to be like, I cast Meteor Swarm!
Right?
I destroyed a dreadnought. The dreadnought explodes and then it collapses on the Nexus.
That'd be our luck.
Right.
It's like they start collapsing on each other like dominoes and just slam into the island.
Yep. It's like
Son of a bitch.
when Voltar returns, like, what happened to you guys?
The entire Nexus is on fire, like that one GIF.
This is fine.
So, Brenna. Both Delph and Brenna.
No, it'd be like this when Voltar gets back. Here we go. Shit posting. Oh
Right.
no, that's a really big.
Wow. Fail.
Remove.
Anyway, so I guess I will just keep plinking at these things. Let's see. Are there any of the ones that are
Oh, it's
near
right
us
here
that
still.
still have the dudes they're carrying?
No, it looks like Dawn has managed to take, like, essentially the first 1, 2, 3, 4. The first 4 that are closest to you, they're carriers. They're gone.
Alrighty. Loud noises. Let's see. Spell go. It doesn't really say. Oh, I guess 60 feet. Okay. And I can use a bonus action to move it 20 feet and/or attack. That's dumb. All right, we're not gonna do that then. Yeah, I guess I will just continue lobbing cantrips at them, and I'll do another chill touch at
The closest one?
yeah, the closest one.
Okay, that one is almost bloodied from what you can tell so far that you've delivered onto it.
Okay. Yeah, Brenna is very lacking in in like the long range department. Like everything she's got is like really up close. So,
Let them come.
right. I'm kind of tempted to do Sacred Flame, but that is definitely Saber Suck, so whatever. Yeah, that's the same roll I got last time, 18.
It will hit.
Or necrotic damage, same sort of thing as before. That is 10, 18, 23 points of necrotic damage.
Okay. 23 points of damage goes into it, and you can see that it is just dying slowly and painfully from the shots that it's taking from the magic that you wield, and that it is looking bloodied at this point and not very well off. You think that either another shot or another spell of similar variety might just end the first creature's life. So, anything else you'd like to do, like a bonus action? The movement's been exhausted unless you can take off and fly, but the broom has exhausted its movement.
Yeah, I don't think I have. No, I don't really have any bonus actions I can do. So, I will just focus on not plummeting both Dawn and I into the void and keeping the broom stable.
And it's at that moment of your thought where the first 2 charge straight towards the both of you with lightning speed. The first one, which was 60 feet away from you guys, the one that's severely injured, is just going to go straight towards you, Brenna, because you actually inflicted tremendous damages upon it. And all of a sudden, you don't actually see any weapons on this creature, but it just charges straight up to you. And its hands, which are covered in sort of a pseudo-gauntlet material, turns into 2 long short sword-like blades that are just pointy sharp, sort of like the T-1000 transformation, just stabs it straight into you. You're gonna make 2 attack rolls to begin with. Tell me if a 23 hits and a 26.
They both will.
Excellent. And in that case, you're gonna take 6, 7. You're gonna take 15 points piercing damage from these 2 blades as they go straight into your newfound armor, and it's gonna follow up with a 3rd attack in the form of a headbutt towards you. Just try to shove you off the plane, and you need to make a strength contest with this.
Alrighty.
creature.
I might actually win that.
Okay.
Let's see.
14. Sorry, no. Yes, 14.
I got a 17 on the die, so...
Okay. You are unmoved as this creature tries to shove their head towards you. It's got this weird helmet where it covers just the top of its head, but you can clearly see its chin and jaw. And when you see the chin and jaw, the form of the chin and jaw is very large. It's very protruding. It's got a underbite, a very large underbite with 2 tusks that stick out of the jaw. This creature specifically is sort of a charcoal gray color, and it's lighter than that of the armor it wields. The armor is significantly more blackened. The second one that comes towards you advances about a safe 90 feet away. It's going to stay just a little bit out of range from the broom and you guys, with a 30-foot distance away from you guys, and it changes its hand into the form of a small cannon and charges up a shot. This is going to hit you, Dawn, where it's going to be a 20... modified 20 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. The modified 20 to hit is a small miniature cannon, similar to that of the Dreadnought, where this blue energy strikes you. Roll the d20 for damage, my bad. I mean, what? Find the other die. You're gonna take 16 points of force damage from this, as it just explodes and you feel the wind knocked out of you, and sort of your sound is just ringing. There's a ringing in your ears. You're deafened for 1 minute.
Oh, interesting.
Sorry. One round.
I was about to say 1 minute. This will be interesting.
Yeah, you're just deafened. There's just a ringing noise in your ear, and you're just deafened for 1 minute as that occurs.
Oh,
Sorry, 1 round. I can't stop saying that.
these things are not considered undead, are they?
Has some spell affected them in that manner?
Well, apparently I didn't realize Chill Touch. If it is an undead creature, it also gets disadvantage on attacks against me until my next turn.
Okay, so because you cast a spell with sort of implication, you realize that they are not undead because they are not having trouble fighting you.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're definitely not undead, as far as you can tell. And at that point, you see that the rest of them are moving towards the rest of the Nexus, and they advance at actually a very, very rapid speed. Probably far faster than what your broom is capable of at normal intervals. And you can just see that they've crossed onto the grounds. They're above the grounds, and their silhouettes darken the landscape of the Nexus. Each of them that are being carried by one of the winged ones are taking out from their satchels small blue crystals that fit into the palm of the hand. They're fairly large. They're the size of almost what you can call like a Coke or a soda can or something. And they look like they're about to chuck them upon the grounds of the Nexus and the keep's entirety. John, go back to you. You have essentially 2 closest to you, and then another 3 that are advancing towards you that are trying to make up their mind of what to do.
Okay, so this is starting to look really sketchy from multiple perspectives here. Because these things are closing on us, and we're clearly not doing enough damage to make any meaningful impact here. Because, you know, they're already like surrounding the island, and we've like not even killed one.
I mean, technically we've killed a few of them.
Technically, but in terms of raw damage, we haven't done shit. So let's see.
I would like try and like get your attention and have you go back to drop me off, but you're deaf, so you wouldn't hear it anyway.
Well, what she's gonna do anyways, I was gonna do this, you know, even though you said that, I was gonna do this part anyways. So what I want to do is, I'm going to sort of realize that this is sort of foolish over here because we're not gonna. Sorry, I'm really distracted because people are having loud conversations right behind me. I will grab Brenna. Or I guess Brenna might be grabbing me. Either way, like, we're making contact. So I'm going to just, like, dimension door the broom back over the island again. Because I can dimension door 500 feet, and you said it was 300 feet from the island. Or you said it was 100 yards, just 300 feet. So I can definitely make it back to the island. I can actually make it into the courtyard.
Right.
Or over the courtyard, I suppose. So we're going to do that. So now we're over the courtyard. And we're sort of right up there with the ones that are about to drop the... Are the ones that are going to drop it, are they, like, on the edges? Or are they, like, over the center?
They're on the edges of the...
Okay.
right where the grass ends.
Alright, so they're, like, over here somewhere. Maybe?
Yes.
Okay, so they're, like, over there. So I would think that we teleported, because we were, like, over here somewhere. So we teleported, like, this way. Let's see, and ended up... We can end up, if we teleported from way the hell over there, we can get somewhere near the center. So we're back over here, and then I will use... Oops, wait a minute. Wrong tool. Okay, so yeah, we're over here near the center somewhere. And then I will use... I will use Action Surge, I suppose. So let me pop that off. Action Surge. Oh, wait a minute. Wrong buttons. There we go. So we will pop an Action Surge, and then we will just continue laying fire into the ones I can see. I'll shoot at the ones that appear to be... like, I can only shoot 3, but I'll shoot 3 of the things that are attempting to drop whatever they have into the Nexus, in the hopes that, you know, maybe me shooting them will, like, maybe they can't arm it because I don't know what it is, or maybe it'll drop off course, something. So I'll fire 3 shots at them. The first one is going to be... I closed my calculator, damn it. When your attack rolls are so high, you need a calculator. That... Oh my god, Adobe, please. That is going to be a total of 35
To hit.
to hit, and 29, and oh, that one's actually that one. Oh, wait, did I misfire? No, I just barely avoided a misfire. I'm gonna spend a luck point on that because it was just really, I spent a luck point and then rolled a 1 and misfired. Actually, I can choose which die to take, so I'll take the original because that's how lucky works. So I spent the luck point, but didn't get anything out of it. But that's gonna be taking that roll. It's gonna be a 19.
That'll still hit.
I rolled a 2 and it still hits. My hit modifier though. Okay, so those attack rolls will be, or damage rolls will be, the cat meowing. No, 12 and 13, and oh, that was terrible. And a 9.
Okay. You're gonna have to repeat that slowly, because I was thinking of something because the cat was meowing. All right. Say that again, please. One more time.
What was it?
Cat distracted.
It was what 14, 13, and 9.
Yes, that sounds pretty much exactly what I heard too. So 14. Nice. 13. And 9 points of damage. And you're just sitting on the broom. Like, how close are you to the... have you landed?
Depends on how high up we had to go to meet them initially, because I've only got 500 feet, so
I'm not gonna... Doesn't matter.
we're not gonna be picky about it.
No.
Yeah, so we'll just go towards the ground because Brenna is clearly useless on the
Okay.
broom.
So you essentially touch down. The broom is still hovering as you both get off of it. And Don, when you're standing on terra firma, you begin to crack off these shots. And even with your worst shot, you still manage to hit all of them. And they're kind of just wincing and kind of weaving. And you hit a 35 at one point as well.
Yep.
Yeah, you just shoot one of the small blue crystals out of their hands, and you also drop one of their satchels because of that. And when you see the satchel drop, they kind of hit the ground, and they start to roll out and kind of just on the floor. And they don't seem to be armed at that point.
So that's all I've got are the satchels. Okay, that's interesting.
And do you want to do anything else, or should we move on?
I will use my bonus action to reload and then move on.
Yep, shells eject from your gun, and they just make that awesome shells hitting stone floor noise. Brenna.
How far away are they at this point, roughly?
They're about 100 feet away.
And when I say they, is there like a concentrated group of them, or are they just kind of spread out all over the place, throwing things at the Nexus?
There is a wing of 10 assaulting the west side Nexus. And, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Roughly how far away are they?
100 feet.
100 feet? Okay.
Yeah, they're like over I think here somewhere.
But they're flying like above the Nexus, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we can see them from like this angle, like up onto the roof. So it's an angled.
No, yeah,
it's an angled
just
100
trying
feet.
to get. Yeah, I was just trying to get like a visual idea of like what is going on. So Brenna will say, "Oh, glad to be on the ground again," and she'll kind of like dust herself off and look up at the ones flying over the keep, and she'll mutter, I think I saw Spencer do this once." And she will cast a firestorm at the group of 10 of them.
I've never seen the spell used, so you're gonna have to tell me exactly what happens.
10 connected 10-foot cubes of fire erupt into existence. It's just an instantaneous whoosh. It just like ignites the atmosphere basically.
Okay, what do I need to do? What do they need to do?
They need to make dexterity saving throws.
Oh. Okay, so you know how I said a wing of 10?
Yep.
When I say a wing of 10, what really that means is 20 individual creatures, because they're doubling up, right? One's flying, one's carried.
Right.
So,
And the ones we
20.
shot out of the air were on the other wing, on the other side.
Yeah, so 20 of these need to make saves. So, what's your DC?
This might be a minute.
What's your DC?
Oh, DC, I don't get bonuses because I'm a cleric and we suck, so it's only a 19.
Okay. Does any of your magic items boost it?
Nope. There are
That's
no magic items that boost it for clerics.
16, 17, 21, 15. So 3 fail so far. Fail, fail, fail. 7 so far. Success. 3 more fail. 10. 3 more continue to fail. So that was 13. So 13 of them fail. Of the
Alright.
20.
That's an above 50% hit ratio. That's not bad for a, DC 19 at this level.
Right. The damage rolls could have been better. Oh man, now there's more vacuuming going on, huh?
Yeah.
They choose right now to do it. Okay.
It's been going on for literally all day.
10 would be 21, 32, 41 points of fire damage on a failed save.
All right. being that much damage, as you sort of just create these cubes of inferno, half of them start to just erupt in flame, and they start to collide into the ground, actually. So all the ones that failed, they start to flail about, they start to just unable to control themselves and contain themselves, unable to handle their steering, they just start to slam into the Nexus walls. And I want you to roll another D10.
Another how many? How many D10?
6d10.
6. Okay, I'll take
Sorry,
one of these
no,
out.
no. 10d6.
10d6. Oh, okay.
Say, what are we rolling? That ain't fall damage.
2, 4, 6. I don't have enough d6s. I'll just do it into 2 goes.
Yep, just making sure. I'm getting confused. Too many numbers.
Oh
in this game.
man. Well, okay, that started off good. So there's
Been a minute since you DM'd a
14,
really high level
16.
game.
I've never DM'd a really high level game. I don't think I have.
26, 27.
That's okay, you got the easy party. We don't have any of the people with, like, outrageous spells other than, like, Brenna's Wish, but...
Come at me, bro.
Right. 27 and 6 is what, 33?
33? Is that it?
Yep.
Okay. So that would be 41, 33, 70, 74 points of damage. And the ones that failed their saving throws, they fly to the ground, hit the ground, and they just kind of just die and crumple, and they make small craters into the ground at that point. Anything else you want to do? Well done.
She'll kind of, like, look at her hands for a second and look back up and say, I can see why he likes fire now.
So you've just destroyed 13 of the 20 in the wing. And doing so, you're left with sort of just charred corpses of these creatures just strewn about on rooftops, in hallways, corridors, in the fountain even, because their body flew and tumbled. And now, at this point, a lair action is taken by the Dreadnoughts as they fire a burst. You need to make dexterity saving throws.
So can I use a lair action? This is my lair, damn it.
Do you have a lair action? Does it say lair action?
You should.
Okay, dexterity saving throw. Let me see here. Wait, is this considered a magical effect?
This is magical.
Okay, so basically anybody that is anywhere near me has advantage.
Oh, okay. That's a whopping 15.
I got a 25.
Actually, wait a second. Oh, never mind. Okay.
Okay.
Wait.
So
Does that? I have to look at this feat. Hang on. Continue, but I'll let you know.
Brenna, oh sorry, Dawn, you pass.
Oh.
But you
Yeah.
take.
It's a
20
10-foot radius, by the way, that you have advantage.
So, Dawn, you succeed, where you only take 10 points of force damage as the Dreadnoughts blast against one more artillery strike, and plumes of force and energy explode around you. It even destroys a portion of the fountain's rim, the bezel, where water begins to flow out, and the skeleton that was taking shelter behind the statue of the fountain just gets washed and pulled out of the fountain.
He's just taking a water slide right now.
Yeah, he's
Right.
being pulled right out and to the front gates because of that water slide.
Oh, Lord. Clearly,
But
I need to invest in artillery.
Brenna, how did you do?
As far as my save, that was a 15.
15. Okay, so you take 21 points of damage. Force damage from this.
Oh, wait. 17. Because I can apparently, Shield Master gives me, I can add my shield bonus to my saving throws.
Okay.
That's what I was looking up.
All right. You succeed then.
First, objective to effect allows you to make a dexterity saving throw to take only half damage. You can use your reaction to take no damage if you succeed on the saving throw, interposing your shield between yourself and the source of the effect.
Yeah, I was making sure you didn't have something like that because last time you succeeded, you shouldn't have taken damage in the courtyard the first time around.
Oh yeah, oh well, whatever. I will say that I wasn't
Yeah,
prepared.
you weren't prepared. That was like a surprise to you.
Yep.
So this time, you take 0 damage if you want to use your reaction to negate all damage as the water, the rocks, and the debris fly all around you. You see that at this point, the right wing that had been taken out mostly, half of the right wing is going to fly over top of the Nexus and bombard the library, the kitchen, and parts of the garden as they kind of just sail over and drop what remainder ordnance they have that are still alive and viable. So they're just hovering, dropping these blue crystals, and each time they throw these blue crystals down, it's as a small explosion occurs and damage is being done to walls. The library books are being torn apart. Pages fly over the place. The eggnog that Spencer had spent so many weeks developing for this season's marketplace kind of just splashes all over the place. But no real person is injured from this, as far as you can tell so far. John, go back to you.
Okay, so we're back around to me. It is round 2. Okay, so beginning of round 3. Let's see. So the guys on that side dropped stuff. The guys on this side haven't yet because most of them got burned to hell. So what is left of this wing?
There are 13 of them died, so about 7 of them are still alive, and most of them have still collapsed to the ground. They've pretty much just landed, and they're roaming through the halls and stuff and whatnot.
Okay, I don't like that. So they managed to they broke through the roof here and are in the halls.
Yes, more or less.
I'm going to measure movement. Damn, I can't move very far. I'm not Alex. My movement is so bad. I'm gonna move towards the halls because I'm trying to get into the hallway, but it's gonna be a few rounds.
When you move about there, you start to hear explosions and such things coming from the hallways. And if you want to, you can make an insight check.
Insight check. Let's see. My insight check is going to be... I have a +5 to that, so 23.
What you hear are explosions, and you assume the worst, that they're probably using the small blue crystals as grenades, and they're just ordinancing things. They're just blowing things up indiscriminately. Rooms and such things. And I want you to roll percentile.
Percentile, let's see.
See how much of the hallway gets blown up.
21.
I want you to roll, continue to roll. I want you to roll 2 more percentile, and
Okay.
Delph, would you like to roll 2 as well for me, please?
Let's see.
How many?
2 percentile dies.
Okay.
Okay, so I got you. Did you want me 2 total for me or 3?
3. So yeah, 2 more on top of the one you did. So
Okay,
3 total.
so 49 and
49, okay.
24.
24 and 21 earlier.
And I got a 47 on the first one, and the second one is a 62.
62. Okay, excellent. So the halls, you can hear just debris being blown about, moved about, and you see just dust and smoke kind of billowing from the hallways as structures are collapsing, rooms are being torn apart. Anything else you want to do, Don, besides that movement?
I make the movement, and then do I see anything? Like, is there?
Not there. Not
I don't
from
see
there.
anything this way yet.
No, not yet.
Okay, so they all fell down. I'm going to dash and get up to here. And I don't think I have anything I can do as a bonus action that would help right now. What spells do I have prepared? Can I do anything? That is, let's see. Okay, so I don't know. Let's see, what does this take? Is this a bonus action? No, it's a full action. Okay, I can't do that right now. Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna end my turn there then.
Okay, Brenna. You are
Okay.
somewhat soaked from the water that washed out of the fountain. The broom is still around you, and you hear explosions, and Dawn has wandered off towards the direction of explosions, but there are also explosions coming from the east side of the Nexus, as you see like ceilings collapsing and such things. But you don't see anyone. You don't hear any screams.
I'm running. I'm running with purpose in this direction.
Out of curiosity, like, how waterproof would you say that half-plate boots would be?
Um, not at all.
Okay.
Time to take a bunch of damage from running water.
Yep. I actually need to look up how much damage that is because I don't remember how much it is.
I forgot that aspect. You're right.
Rip.
Thank you for being honest.
Oh man, it doesn't matter. Like it's not like okay. So I take 20 points of acid damage.
And you forget for a moment, and then it hits you.
My feet are like sizzling. Like ah.
Just standing there like, oh shit, how did we get over? Ah!
Pretty much.
And
so...
it would be in your best interest to move because it's still flowing, and this is an ever-flowing fountain.
Yes. Where exactly is the are the dreadnought things in relation to me? Are they still on the south side?
Yes, southeast.
Okay.
And so from what you remember, they were moving like around counterclockwise of the island.
Okay. Let's see. Trying to think if Brenna would be privy to, like, if we do we have a second broom of flying, or is it just the one?
It's just the one, but it's like the one is sitting there with you. I ran off on foot, so
Okay. I'll grab the broom and say, well, how hard can it be? And try and take off like out the front end, the front over towards the ships, because I have a plan.
so you can move that far on the broom.
The broom can't dash, I take it, huh?
Yeah, the broom can dash.
You can. It'll just consume your action.
Yeah, it'll consume your action, but yes, it can dash, which would get you
Okay.
there.
All right.
We will I'll as I take off, I'll say, I trust you can handle yourself in there, Don. I'm gonna see if I can't do something about these ships. And take off out
Okay.
front.
So when you sail straight out of the courtyard on your broom, you are met by the 4 that had dropped their payload earlier, and they have been holding guard for somebody to come out. And they have ready to action, in which they're going to fire 4 of the cannon bolts towards you.
Bring it.
But it's going to be so I assume that your AC is like 19 or higher.
22 currently.
Yeah, all of them miss.
All right.
Shields up, pling.
Just these force bolts just fly straight towards you. They explode around you, on your shield, but you are unscathed.
Captain
they're all
America,
like-
that shit.
They're all like, "Oh shit." So 4 of them stand in front of you. I'm gonna say they're like 30 feet away from you as you just sail straight towards them in sort of like a semicircle fashion, watching the exit of the Nexus, but none of the attacks hit. And
I imagine it's like Captain America absorbing like, you know, the shots from the like Nazis, where it's just like it's supposed to send you flying, but it just does nothing.
it is their turn again, which they're going to surround you mechanically. With their wings in flight, they take off straight towards you. The cannon shifts into that of a short sword, and they're all going to make attack rolls against you, Brenna.
Alrighty.
Yes. So, doing so, 23. First guy.
Okay.
Okay. Second guy is going to be a crit. 27. And the last one is going to be all hits again. They're all 5.
Well,
One more guy. The only one of them will hit. The first one, I'll do the crit first. These short swords, they're going to try to dig straight into you. The crit is going to be 15 points piercing damage.
alrighty.
Second one, followed by the third one, is going to be 8 points of piercing damage. So the first guy does a total to you of 20.
20, like, combined total, everything.
Uh-oh, did we lose the DM?
Second one, the 3 hits that all land.
I don't think his mic is picking him up.
Sorry, yeah, it's a little bit far. And Mumble's attenuation is a little bit different than VC's. 15.
So what was he was asking what the first total was, because you kind of petered out.
22.
22 total? Okay.
Yeah, that included the crit. So the second guy does to you a total of 10, 18, 20, 30.
Oof.
Okay.
Last guy does successive total of 24.
Ouch.
So 4 of these flying individuals come straight at you. They surround you to the best of their ability, and they're holding you down with sort of swarm of blades. That's it for their turn. Dawn.
Alright, it's my turn again. So, I can make it to the corner. I'm coming to this corner. So what do I see in this direction?
When you come straight into this long hallway, you see that one of them, the ones without wings, have their satchels out. And there's only one, and he's taking 2 of these crystals in either hand, and he's about to lob them at certain rooms, indiscriminately.
I'm gonna shoot him in the face, because that ain't cool. So we're gonna do that. Let's see. This guy's actually gonna get, like, a sharpshooter to the face. So we're gonna actually do this full sharpshooter. Let's see how that goes. That should be pretty good. Sharpshooter is -5, so that's that plus that -5. That is gonna be a total of 31.
Hit.
And that is going to deal to that guy. I'm gonna roll a d10. It's gonna be that plus an additional 10 damage. So that is gonna be 25 points of piercing damage.
25 points of piercing damage to that singular guy, right?
Yep.
Okay. He takes that damage. 25. Anything else you want to do?
If he's not dead, I'm gonna keep shooting him.
Okay. He's bloodied by the point you shoot him, but you shoot him straight in the face. It plinks off his helmet, kind of skims it, but it knocks his helmet off completely. And, well, you can see very clearly that this creature, once his helmet's completely knocked off, with the large bottom jaw and the protruding tusks from that jaw, it looks very much like an orcish individual. This individual's skin color is that of like a dark olive color.
Alright, we're gonna shoot it. Dawn's just like, I don't care what it is, you're like blowing up my hallway. You need to die.
I'm not a racist. I'm just...
I kill indiscriminately. I don't...
Exactly.
It's a 29 sharpshooter.
29 to hit. Yes, that hits.
Okay, another d10. Oh, that'll be slightly better than the last one. That's gonna be that plus 10. Wait, it is plus 10, right? Yeah, you -5 to get plus 10, so it's 27 points.
27 points.
Yep.
Okay.
That's a little bit of damage.
Where do you shoot him with this shot?
Oh, I mean, if he dies, then it was a headshot, because like the first shot was specifically to take the helmet off of it, and then the second shot was to go past where the helmet was.
Yeah. So from your perspective, it's sort of just an above shoulder view from behind you, and the gun goes off, and your head is blocking the brutality, but we kind of panned slightly over, and his head's completely gone.
Okay, that sorts that out.
He drops to his knees, and the 2 crystals from either hand, they just roll away.
So how far up the hallway was he?
He's mid-hall.
He's mid-hall. So the mid-hall to me... Oh, don't move the token. Mid-hall to me is like... God, that's like 70 feet. I can't run that. I was going to run over there and be like, I'm going to grab one of these crystals and do something stupid with it, but...
Remember what Lysandra said about grenades?
Yeah, but I mean,
But she's not here right now.
desperate times, man. Desperate times. So I don't see anything else up that hallway. And she doesn't really give a shit if something down this other hallway gets blown up, because there's not a whole lot productive there. I'm gonna make sure that specifically this door is still there.
Yes.
Because that door,
It
you know,
is.
leads to the mansion, and that is where, like, all the non-combatants are hiding.
Yes, it is there still for the moment.
Okay, that is what I was looking for. So, I still have one attack, but I don't see anything else. Bonus action to reload, and I will end my turn there and wait to see what develops.
Okay, Brenna, surrounded by 4 of these winged creatures. And I'm going to call them orcs because, meta-wise, that's what Dawn saw. So we'll call them orcs for now.
Alrighty. I'm going to think better of trying to run out here by myself and cast plane shift to go back into the Nexus because holy shit, I have 4 hit points.
I think plane shift can only take you to another plane. Actually, no,
does it?
if you know a teleportation circle, I think you can go to it, actually. Plane shift. Can you do it on the same plane? Let's see. Different plane. Alternatively, yeah. Alternatively, oh, it has to be on another plane of existence.
Oh, well then, I guess I'm not going anywhere. We are
Yeah,
going
so
to
you could teleport to another plane of existence right now that you know of.
Time to teleport to Avernus and be like, bring the army!
Alternatively, let's see. Hold on.
So
I could
it's-
always just use a wish to duplicate a spell and like, nope, out of here.
Suddenly, like, a shitload of Cambions start pouring out of Virgil's room.
So in your knowledge, if you wanted to, you can go to a safe plane that has nothing in it, and then you can use wish to successfully come back with another plane shift or something.
Or just use a wish to, like, dimension door. That would be a tremendous waste of a wish, but you could do
Right?
it.
Yeah. For you. And just make sure you have like the metal rod that's worth 250 gold pieces as well. Required for the.
Oh, right, yeah, because plane shift requires to have you a tuned fork.
She doesn't really have a whole lot of get out of jail free cards.
Yeah, things.
So
Better bring out the big guns. Shit's getting real.
I have any. She's like totally support character, but I was gonna go like kamikaze anti-magic field the ship and like sink it. But
That would have been funny.
alas.
It's just like, we're sinking, but we're in space. We're sinking.
There's still gravity for some reason.
I was hoping like like anti-magic field just to, like ruin whatever is propelling it because obviously it's magical. But anyway, I digress. I'm not gonna get that far. I guess we will just I'm mechanically surrounded, so I can't even like leave.
No, you could if you want to take the disengage action. There's only 4. There's not 8.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you're not You're not actually mechanically surrounded. Like you could move diagonally.
And you can go up and down.
But if
Oh,
you
realist.
but if you do that, they're just gonna run the same speed as you and catch up next round.
Yep. So
Though not necessarily.
See.
You're on the broom.
You remember these guys are pretty darn fast.
Yep. And if you can't cast 2 spells in one round, even if one of them is only a bonus action cast time, right?
In the Nexus, you can, but the bonus action spell has to be like, what is it, third level or
second
lower?
level or lower.
Second level or lower? Yeah, something like that.
Oh, I mean like, I got you. Okay. So in that case, I'm going to cast heal on myself and heal myself for 70 hit points, and then cast sanctuary on myself.
Nice. I like it. I love Sanctuary. It's such an underrated spell.
Are you undead?
Not technic. What am I? Would I? I forget if I am counted as undead as this.
Which one are you using? Are you using like the one from the Monster Graces book?
Yeah.
Let me check. Where is that? That
If
is.
not, I'll just cast harm on myself then.
Let me
Even better.
find. Where is the book?
I have both prepared.
Why is the book not in here? Where is it? Um. Come on, do I really not have the book on my person? I'm not logged in to DM's Guild, damn it.
What book is it from?
Oh, it's in. I thought we had it in the Dropbox somewhere.
I
don't
thought it
we?
was too, but I can't find it. It's the Monstrous Races book.
The one that Ed has, right? That Ed linked a while back.
Yeah, I bought a copy of it. I thought I put it in Dropbox, but I can't
I don't
seem...
have it in here either.
I could have swore because I approved using it for under certain conditions.
I never actually like. I think you might be right though. I think I am technically considered undead.
Vampires traditionally are considered undead, and their main form of healing is just vampirism. Which is why, like, I wanted to make sure with you that that is how you were doing it.
Well, I mean, I don't think healing magic in, unless you want, obviously, if you want to rule it that way, but I don't think healing magic in 5e says anything about hurting
does.
undead.
It does.
Oh, it has no effect on undead. Okay, it's heal specifically, I guess.
All like cure wounds as well, says it as well. I have the PDF if you want it quickly.
Oh, I'm guessing that it must have gotten toasted when you cleaned it out, or cleaned out the Dropbox. I swear it was in there.
Maybe. I don't think harm heals you as undead, though.
Probably not.
Negative energy flood if you have it. It gives you temporary hit points.
Nope, we just done, boys. Okay, so we're going to Yep, we're gonna continue umming.
I mean, Sanctuary could still be a good call, because that might keep you alive for another round. Let's see, table talking here just to try to help you out. The way I see it, you have two choices. You can either Sanctuary and run on the broom, and you can potentially outrun them, though maybe not. But with the Sanctuary, you might still be able to get like back in my sight before falling. Alternatively, you can go out in a blaze of glory and just like drop some big shit like right there.
Right.
Drop like an
let's
upcasted
see.
spirit guardians and just be like fuck everything.
Well, the thing is, it's concentration, so as soon as I lose consciousness, it just, like, fades away.
What's the
Delph,
difference between doing some damage or no damage? Your choice.
Delph, you can use wish.
I think, like, as tempting as it is to just wish my way out of the situation, like, flavor-wise, like, Brenna is, like, kind of fucked, and she is going to just, like, drop to her knees and, like, implore Weejas, the one, like, deity that is, you know, actually helped her for help. It's only an 18% chance to actually work with Divine Intervention. But, you know, it fits her style more than just like, oh, I'm gonna wish it away.
Okay, so before you roll, let me write down something. Okay, so I have this. I am ready. Go ahead and you can roll percentile.
Alrighty.
Paper has your destiny on it.
Right.
Oh my god, are you shitting me? I decided before I should have said it. I decided before I rolled it that I was going to do like low, like 1
Well,
to 18.
I think he's got it on the paper. I think the
Yeah,
DM
I've
chose the
got it on
number.
okay.
paper. This is what
Oh,
that
you
paper
chose
is
it. Okay,
for.
I got a 16 then.
I'm so sorry, but I've written here. It says upper limit.
It says what?
Upper limit.
Yeah,
Oh.
So the upper
This-
the
oh, well.
upper 16 bound.
I'm so sorry.
That's alright.
Delph, but
He tried.
not today, unfortunately.
I can do it again in 5 days.
If you're alive in 5 days. If you're alive in 5 seconds.
Right. But that requires my action, and so I will just cast Sanctuary on myself and hope that it worked.
Okay, Sanctuary is a bonus action.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Sanctuary provides you offers you what protections?
Sanctuary makes it so
Anything
that
that attacks me has to make a Wisdom save.
yeah, anything that attacks him has to make a. You have a choice. You make a Wisdom save. If you fail, you have to choose to attack another target, or you lose your attack completely.
Okay. So, when Brenna implores for her deity Ouijas to come and intervene with divinity, what does she say?
She. I guess she would it'd have to fit within like 6 seconds. So she would say something along the lines of um the only one who has taken me in after what's happened to me, please. You if you are there, please help me out of this.
Okay. Sanctuary envelops you, this bubble of protection. And you can see that is the end of your turn. It goes to their turn, where they all raise their blades, ready to strike you down. And you can see that they're trying to make their wisdom saving throws and such things. And there's hesitation in the air. And as you plead for Ouijas, you're unsure if she arrives or does not completely. Because they leave.
Just like, oh shit, it's a magic bubble thing. Fuck that.
As they leave, the four of them, they leave. They don't disengage, so you can create an opportunity attack if you wish to on one of them.
I will not.
Okay. When you choose not to, you hang your bubble and you sit on the broom as if you were on your knees, imploring your deity. The four of them, they just turn around and they start to flap their wings in this astral air, and they begin to leave and head back towards the dreadnoughts. Dawn, the last of the bombardments, they finish. And there's just a silence in the air. There's a ring in your ears from the explosions, as well as that shockwave that had hit you before. But you can see very clearly, if you want to, take a shot at the ones that have plummeted to the halls around you. They're trying to take off and fly away.
Oh, they're trying to fly back up through the busted ceiling.
Yes, they're carrying their brethren who are still alive.
Not
and
for
they're
long.
flapping off. Yeah.
They're still alive, but not for long. Okay, we're gonna deal with those. Let's get some shots out. I'm gonna spend a luck point on that. That was terrible. Okay, so that was 2 luck points burned out of my total. Okay, so we're continuing with our sharpshooter brigade. Every shot, just assume it's sharpshooter unless I say it's not. 26.
26 hits.
All right, second attack. Actually, I'll do them one at a time, and we'll see what dies. Let's see. So first attack is gonna be that plus that plus that. 21 points of piercing damage. If it's still alive, then we're gonna keep shooting. We're just gonna keep shooting like front to back, like killing as many of the ones as we can, the ones trying to fly away as we can.
All right.
All right. Second shot is gonna be a natural fucking 20. So I'm not even gonna bother adding that, though. Actually,
that one will just die instantly.
Yeah, if I add if I add that, it'd be a 37 to hit.
Yeah, no, it just explodes in the air and drops its friend. And
I gotta
he
see him.
dies too.
Oh, that damage is actually really sad. If I rolled the crit just to see what it would be, and it was sad. The crit would have been a 22. Okay, one more shot on the next one. Let's see, that plus that minus 5, 24, and one more damage roll. 2 plus that plus a 10 from that. 20 points of piercing damage to that one.
Okay.
And with that, I am now out of shots. I will use my bonus action to... Let's see, I fired 3. Instead of using my bonus action to reload, I'm going to... how many are alive now in this line?
I would say there are... One more died, so essentially there's going to be like 5 more.
Alright, the one that I was just shooting, I'm going to Hunter's Mark that as a bonus action.
Okay, hunters marked. They begin to depart and fly over the Nexus, and
So now I can track it, even though I can't see it.
Brenna, there is a strange air of silence, but that is quickly cut out by the last remaining shots that Dawn fires back in the Nexus, and you can hear, followed by every shot, there's like a falling of a corpse, splatting on stone.
Some noisy blood. Let's see, what does this actually give me? It says...
Not sure what is going on, but like I think it's something with my Ethernet card because like its usage is spiking up and down. Like both Matt and Jamin are cutting out now, but the Twitch stream is just fine. So like I don't know what is going on with my settings, but it's really hard to follow what any of you are saying.
Oh, basically, it's your... Okay, I don't know if you can actually hear me. Let me just type it out.
You can hear in the stream, is the thing.
Yeah, I can hear the stream. I heard that.
Well, let us use the stream for now, and then we'll take a quick break once we wrap this up for the break. So, Brenna, you are left where you are after the four winged orcs. They had departed your surrounding area after seeing the bubble or some sort of intervention by your deity, and they begin to head back towards the dreadnoughts. And they fly very, very fast too. Probably far faster than you think that you could keep up with on the broom even.
Okay. So they take off on the broom, and I guess, faster than I can keep up with on the broom, and she'll just kind of stare incredulously at her hands and look up and just kind of mouth like, "Thank you."
Yeah. Anything else you want to do?
She will cast heal, or I guess that doesn't work. We've determined, right?
Yes, for now. Let's you assume that for now.
Okay, so she is just going to go run back into the keep to find Dawn, and I guess that'll be what she does.
Okay. You find Dawn in the hallways looking up at the sky like an AA gun. Each shot cracks. She ejects a shell, falls onto the ground, and you can see that there are like a few dozen shells around her boots. The last of the orcs, they depart from the Nexus grounds, they fly into space, and they return to their dreadnought. Laying before you, the Nexus is in shambles. Smoke, dust, debris wafts around the grounds. Looks a lot like no man's land. Just a fortress in ruins. Bricks here and there, and a crying voice of Dargan. If a dragon could cry, you hear it.
Well, hopefully he's still where I told him to be.
He is,
'Cause
but a
he-
little bit shell-shooken from all the explosions and the tremors of the fight.
Alright, so I'm gonna run in there and make sure that, you know... I'm gonna run into the mansion and, you know, check on that situation. I'm not really worried about the rest of the keep, because most of it was empty anyways.
Your room is safe and sound. Dargan is huddled underneath the couch with his friends.
Alright, I don't know that it's necessarily safe yet, but at least they're, you know, in the pocket plane. Let's see, would Dawn know about... Would Dawn know that there's that portal, like, out of here?
Probably not.
Probably not. Yeah, there is a portal to Avernus in one of the other rooms, but I don't think Dawn would know it's there.
I don't think anybody but Virgil would know it. Oh, I guess no. Everybody, Spencer went through it once when we had the Spencer, Violet, and I don't remember who else was there for that.
Yeah, a couple people know it's there, but not the whole keep.
Right.
Need to know, man. Need to know.
Right.
Okay. So, yeah, I'm gonna check on Dargan. I know the Dreadnoughts haven't left yet, as far as I'm aware, because I didn't hear them moving or anything. I'll just sort of try to calm Dargan down. You know, not that the situation, doesn't warrant panic, but I'll tell him, just stay in here and you'll be fine. Nothing can get in here.
Is everything okay out there?
I wouldn't say everything's okay, no, but we're trying to deal with it. Just stay in here, don't come outside until I come to get you.
Okay.
And I'm gonna lock this door so that if if another wave comes in, they're gonna have to, like, blow the door off to get in here.
Door's locked. You have the key with you, the only. And what do you do from there, the two of you?
Okay, so we need to see what the hell's happening, because we can't see anything from in here. I don't really have anything that can... Do I have anything that can heal Brennad, or does, like, every heal hurt you? I guess my racial heal doesn't say that it hurts undead, does it? I should check that. That would be in this book. Ugh, I've never actually had this situation come up, so I don't know the answer to it. Let's see. 104. Let's see, does it say that?
Healing potions should work.
You can touch a
Wait.
creature and cause it to regain hit point. Yeah, it doesn't say it has any bearing on undead or not. It just says a creature.
You know that there are a lot of healing potions. Somewhere within the Nexus if they're salvageable.
Somewhere, if they're not blown up. I'm just looking for what I can do right this second. So I can at least give you, like... How much? Yeah, I can give you, like...
Delph_mobile entered channel.
Oof. Gotta use the mobile.
Delph_mobile. I see where that's the thing now, huh? Can you hear us, Delph?
Kind of.
Okay, I will... there's some echo there. You might want to plug your headphones into your phone. That might help you hear us, too. Sorry, folks. We've been having a lot of technical issues lately. All sorts of problems. Jaming's internet being shit. Now Delph's internet's being shit.
Probably the weather.
Probably. We'll just... Actually, why don't we just take our break here?
Sure. Let's take our break here while we troubleshoot things, and we'll be back in a moment, people.
Some scenes may not be appropriate for younger audiences. Parental discretion is advised.
Hang on.
Alright, that put us back live, but Delph is grabbing his phone to sort out.
This is out of control.
Yeah, this,
Delph_mobile
Oh,
entered channel.
Okay.
Something on my end.
Delphirus moved to
We'll find out. We'll find out.
ZZZAFKZZYGI.
yeah,
As
we'll
long as
figure
we
it
can-
out once we get out of session. It's fine.
Yeah, as long as we can continue for the most part.
Yeah, as long as we can hear each other, it'll be fine. So, let's...
Yeah, I can hear you just fine right now, so...
Yeah, we can hear you well enough. It'll work. Okay,
Alright.
so my thought now... Excuse me. Damn. Whew. My thought now is I need to get back to where I can get a visual to outside. Because we need to see what these dreadnoughts are doing.
Yes. Agreed.
So either by, if you still have the broom, we can just fly up onto the roof and look, or we may have to fly all the way around to go outside.
I do still have the room unless they took that.
Yeah, so we can just fly up onto the roof here. There's our hole in the roof. There's many holes in the roof already anyways, so we'll just fly up through a hole and see what we see up here.
When you guys hop on the broom, fly up through the ceiling, and you stand on the rooftop of the keep looking at the fleet of dreadnoughts, you see that some sort of glow begins to envelop one of them, then two of them, three of them, and then the last four of them.
Okay, so they're glowing.
And then you hear, warp drive active.
And they disappear through sort of a hazy portal-like structure. All four of them at the same time.
They MJD'd. Sorry, we've been playing way too much Eve.
I know. It's like
Just a little...
this.
like, I know,
it
I've
was
seen it on
coinci-
Steam.
It was literally coincidental that this had some spaceships in it, and I like, oh man, these guys are gonna like some spaceship elements. But yeah, they disappear from your sight as they travel far away, either to another plane or somewhere else. But one thing is for sure is that your hunter's mark is no longer capable of finding them wherever they've gone.
Damn.
It's nowhere
Well,
close.
oh, that confirms that they are gone, though, if I can't detect them anymore.
Yeah.
Because the Hunter's Mark has a really long range.
They are just out of here.
Let's see, what is Hunter's Mark's range? Just out of curiosity. Hunter's Mark can detect up to... let's see. You can choose to mark a creature...
I
Oh,
read it.
actually,
It doesn't say.
it doesn't have a definitive range. It
It's
just...
more like you're able to track them better,
Yeah.
which is what I read because it was a little bit strange, but definitely gone. Like either case, you know that they're gone.
Yeah, the concentration on the spell is lost because it's gone. Okay, so I will ask the obvious question, because there's only one obvious question right now. Clearly they had the capacity to completely destroy the island. Why didn't they?
Did you not hear me before?
No. Sorry.
Oh, apparently it like No, I like literally just installed the Mumble app on my phone, so it must like when I have the phone screen turned off, it like goes away. No, don't turn off, damn it.
Yeah, the way I do it with the Mumble app, Delph, is you can bind a key in there instead of using voice attenuation. I just bind it to like the up volume button, and then you can activate it with the screen off.
Okay, I'm gonna do that real quick. But no, I was going to say that my cam isn't showing up on the stream. If that's intended or not, I don't know. But
Oh, it's because your cam is not turned on.
yeah, it is.
Not according to
Okay, I'll turn it off
VC.
and turn it back on again.
VC says nah.
It's on. It like what? I literally just turned it back on. Oh, fuck you, VC. Fine. Anyway. Oh shit, no. Stop turning off. Secondly, Brenna will just kind of sheepishly say, well, it could have been we just bailing me out of a bad situation. I'm probably butchering the name, but
Butchering your own god's name. I don't know how to pronounce your name.
I've never heard it spoken before. Like IRL, player has not heard it,
That's why your divine intervention failed. It's just like, God, this person can't even pronounce my name.
right?
And you invoke like some other person, like a demonic deity.
Some devil just appears with a contract you called.
Oh, there we go. Transmit mode. Push.
Yeah, I usually bind it to like one of the volume buttons. Okay, so they left, so I need to take stock of what... Well, first off, I don't want to... I don't want to let Dargan out yet, because I don't know if they're going to do another pass, or what. Maybe they just needed to reload, I don't know. So we're just going to leave him in there for a minute, while we take stock of, like, what is blown the hell up here.
Okay. So what exactly are you like rummaging through right now?
Do you have, like, a modulator on, or is your mic just weird?
I think it's not picking up. I think it's not sensitive. Oh wait, I have it. I was playing through VC as well.
Oh,
By
yeah,
accident.
that's why I was like... It worked because you were talking, like, about the ship, and it was doing, like, that, like, modulated sound, and it's like, oh, dude, he's doing sound effects, too. Completely intentional DMing.
Yeah, no, completely intentional. I just left it on by accident too long. What exactly are you looking at?
I'm just
in
gonna
terms of
I'm
thoughts?
just gonna survey the damage to the keep, sort of generally, like, you know, what are there any... Did any buildings get completely leveled? Like, what's the status of, like, other people that were here?
So, by some sort of miracle or another, no one seems to have perished. Everyone seems to be counted for. Stellan, Lars, everybody seems to be okay. Even all the skeletal servants somehow seem to manage to make it. But you do have a few collapsed structures. The dining halls, like a few of the tables that collapsed under debris and rubble. Portions of the shelves in the library destroyed. A few of the bedrooms, mostly the ones that aren't being used by any particular person, have collapsed. When the orcs were throwing their crystal grenades, but nothing that you can't recover.
Decoy
Everything
rooms,
can
man.
be
Decoy
yeah.
rooms.
Decoy rooms. Everything that has been destroyed can be repaired. There might be like a huge crater in the garden, but everything that can be replaced will be replaced. Nothing permanently lost.
Okay, so...
But one thing is for sure, there are huge amounts of these orcish bodies that you guys had killed that had fallen around the courtyard.
Yeah, that's gonna take a while to clean up. I will go back to the mansion and, unlock the door and just tell Dargan and, the rest of the small creatures that actually is fucking is I didn't even think to ask about him. Is what's his name? Shit. New NPC. Is Baron in here? Like, was he among the group of small things that got herded in here?
Or you have to remind me who Baron. Oh, the kid.
Or did we get rid of Baron finally?
I don't know about that because I'm not sure how we ended him off.
I think technically he's still there.
So we probably shoved him in here with the rest of the small things.
Yeah. So yeah, no, he'd definitely be amongst the pets. He's not a pet himself, though.
The pets. I mean, Dargan's not a pet. He's a valued family member. Come on.
So is any dog.
I mean, you're right.
But yes, he would be around there, and he would have been cowering with Dargan.
Okay, so I'm gonna go in there and get Dargan and the rest of them, because there are like 4 or 5 at this of like our pets at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell him that they seem to have gone, but the grounds are in sort of a complete state of disarray out there. We can leave the room, but we need to be careful because there's parts of parts of rooms are falling down. So I think it's safest if you stay in here. But you don't have to cower anymore. The threat seems to have left of its own accord.
They all crawl out from underneath the couch, and they wish to see what's happened because of curiosity. And when Baron steps out, followed by Dargan, Dragon, and Senzi, Baron looks out the hall and he says immediately, "I see dead people."
Clearly, he's been watching TV.
Yes.
He's making references.
Yes. And obviously the headless orc that you had decapitated with your gun is in the hallway. 2 crystals rolling around the floor, hitting the sides of the walls.
I'm gonna pick those up and secure them before they, like, manage to blow up.
Absolutely. You pick them up. And remind me again, but the only one that was struck with melee weapons was, by the orcs, was Brenna, right?
Right. I got shot with cannon fire.
Brenna, make a percentile roll, please. And we'll just leave it at that for now. You pick up the grenades, the crystals. They look very much like just these blue, lengthy, like rod-like crystals. And they're literally the size of a soda can, but they have sort of the crystalline structure, and they're almost they're translucent for the most part, but have this blue hue to them. And when you hold them and touch them, there's sort of a low hum. But
someone is knocking on the door. I'll be back in just a second.
Okay.
But I will ask you a question that you can think about while I'm gone. Do the orcs have anything, like, on them, like those satchels or anything else?
I'll let you know. And Brenna, what'd you roll
25.
on the percentile?
Yes.
Okay, nothing happens. Nothing was supposed to happen. I just wanted to see what you roll.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, what is Brenna doing after the midst of all this chaos? Destruction.
And
where are you?
Trying to
Like-
find the stash of healing potions. No.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Why not? The stash of healing potions you would find in the armory. And it's very easily accessible. You see sort of a variety of healing potions, small to big, left behind. And it's actually unscathed. It's in the chest, and it's kind of sort of like a safe chest to prevent from people bubbling into it and mixing potions by accident. So if you want to, you can
Alrighty,
consume
she will grab
like the biggest,
that.
smallest.
Well, she'll actually grab the satchel of them and bring like them out to like distribute if anybody was wounded in the attack. She's not gonna like sit there and chug them herself because I mean it was kind of a joke, but at the same time it's like no, she probably would do that too.
This is it's the same. It's the equivalent of alcohol for vampires. Yeah.
Yep.
So you bring the satchel out, looking for Dawn, or just finding like some place to find some quiet.
I would go grab that and then go find Dawn and meet up with like everybody that was present during the attack and hand out potions to people who need them.
Okay. You find that no one besides Dawn has been scathed. Stellan and Greg, they had fought to some degree in some other areas, trying to do their best, but they had not actually been touched the same way you guys had been attacked. So, if you want to, you find that there are only supreme healing potions within the satchel, about 4 specifically. So, if you want to, you can drink 1 or 2 or all of them. Each of them is 10d4 plus 20 healing.
Oh, did you? I don't know. You might have been lagged out earlier, Delph, when I said I gave you 18 hit points.
Oh yeah, I didn't hear a word you said.
Okay, so yeah, Dawn conveys you through her racial abilities 18 healing.
Okay. So,
I didn't expect there to be 4 of them out front.
Was that?
he was talking in character. He said that he didn't expect there to be 4 of them out front, or she said. Well, I mean, there were that many in the air. There's. That's what I'm saying. Clearly, they had the forces to take the whole keep, especially with this being a skeleton crew here. But they, and as she says, skeleton crew, you see like the one skeleton still trying to like paddle up the like thing of water.
Yeah, sitting on like just like a Christmas decoration reef, like a raft, trying to paddle.
Since we have a skeleton crew of us. Well, if they come again, there's not going to be a whole lot else we can do. We need more. We need more people. We need more firepower. We definitely don't have anything that can take down whatever they were flying.
Well, I had a thought on that, but I didn't make it much further than the front gate.
Well, yes, my original intention was to get on the thing and disable it from within, but I couldn't well let them overrun the island in the process.
No, I suppose we can't have that, can we?
Brenna, how many potions would you like to drink from the 4 that you have for Supreme? Healings?
0
Okay.
Let's see, I'm...
at present.
My health is still, like, okay, so I'm probably good right now. I'll use second wind, actually. That's what I'll do. I'll use the second wind. Let's just heal with that.
Alright.
Oh my god.
While you are about together, whereabouts in the Nexus are you guys having this conversation? Like, where are you situated?
Okay, am I at full health again? No, not quite. I'm looking good.
Not by the running water.
Good point. I guess just like in the courtyard, because we were kind of walking around taking stock of, what was exploded out here.
Okay. And during this time, if you want to, you can attempt a short rest if you'd like.
Probably, because there's not a whole lot else we can do right now. I mean, I guess we could... The only thing I can really think to do would be to try to contact any other allies we have, but anyone that has the magical capacity to do that isn't here.
Yeah, it's quite barren here. Very empty. There's a
Hello.
lack of.
What about Lynn? Would Lynn be here?
I mean, maybe I guess I pushed Lynn off the map.
Like, she never really goes out into, like, the combat stuff. She's kind of, bookish, stays behind, managed inventory.
Yeah, she doesn't really leave because, if she dies in combat, she's just permadead. Like, she can't be resurrected, so that's why she doesn't tend to leave. I'm just gonna say she's, like, in Avernus, so she's not, like, on the island, so she's unaware of what's happening. If she happens to bumble back in here, she'll be like, what the fuck? Why has everything exploded?
Okay. So yeah, she's running errands for Virgil in Avernus, and during sort of your as you guys are having a conversation about who to contact, you hear footfalls coming from the northern end of the Nexus.
Time to draw arms again.
You draw arms towards the north, and walking and sifting through the rubble, trying to make her way towards you guys. You see Ravenous approaching you.
Where were you during all of this?
The Fallout
looks-
shelter.
You mean Fallout 76 shelter?
Hey yo.
So you
Not very
so
good.
that's why you weren't here for all this time, because she disconnected.
Yep. You see that she walks her way around the rubble and debris, looks down at sort of one of the orcish corpses on the ground next to sort of like the fountain, and she looks down, kind of just pokes it with the staff, and then she just doesn't look but says to you guys, all she says is, "War is coming. We must prepare."
Look around. The war has already been here.
It's about to get a lot worse before it gets better.
Yes, but where were you this whole time? We were all... The fact that anything's even standing seems to be because they just up and left for some unknown reason. They clearly had us rooted.
I was running errands, but you seem to have this quite managed.
As much as I'd like to take credit, not really. They just sort of dropped a bombardment and then hightailed it out of here. We didn't really do a whole lot.
We survived, or should I say you survived. But this won't be the end of it. Merely the beginning.
If you have that much power, what's the point of hit and run?
Perhaps a probe. Testing our defenses.
Well, clearly if that was a test, we failed. Looks as she says it, you see like a chunk of like a roof fall off.
It crushes a skeletal minion. The skeletal minion is flailing about like just the head.
It's moving by like closing its jaw.
Yeah, exactly. Clack, 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 clack sounds.
Excuse me. Well, we definitely need more bodies here. We can't be running a skeleton crew with things like that running around.
I'll have my men take over. They should begin reparations immediately. But trust me when I say that a war is coming and we must prepare for it. And I think we should first prepare something that Brenna has been requesting for some time now.
Looks at Brenna because Dawn doesn't really like interact with most of you guys, so she's just like, the fuck y'all talking about?
Brenna, you should prepare
What the fuck am I
yourself.
talking about?
You have been grievously wounded, but you need to prepare yourself, for you must go to the plane of fire.
The plane of rip internet connection?
I mean, that's what hell is, right? A place with like Wi-Fi that is connectable, but like you can't.
It's worse.
It constantly
It
keeps
drops.
dropping out.
Yeah. That is the ninth hell. But Delph, what Raveness just said is that Brenda needs to go to the plane of fire.
That circle of hell is reserved for people that cheat in CS:GO.
Wow.
Jesus. I was not expecting that. I like it though. I think you should get inspiration. Here, have a point of inspiration. Throws inspiration at your face.
Okay, so now what good would sending a vampire to the plane of fire do? As far as I'm aware, the plane of fire is not even survivable.
All will be revealed. You should take some rest. Prepare yourselves. I'll come back for you in a few days.
Dawn's just like, I get really tired of this vague shit. I think you've been around Voltar too much.
I think we've all been around Voltar a little bit too much here.
Dawn's
see-
just like, not really. I don't really hang out around Voltar.
So, at that point, 6 days passed. And you guys can all regain whatever expenditures you've used. And during those 6 days, the Nexus has seen a few changes. Repairs are being made. There is a small army of both undead and living creatures, minions, servants, guards, militia.
So
if you will.
time to call up Avernus and get like half the army to march through here.
If you have the resources, absolutely. If you want to.
I mean, that's the thing. Dawn has no like way to like make the call. Like Virgil would know how.
Okay, so maybe Dawn not yet, but that is a option to you if you did invoke such a resource.
If she could figure out how.
Figure out how.
It's like,
yeah.
Hell doesn't have cell phones.
But after 6 days' time, you guys have all sort of recuperated, seen the reconstruction of parts of the Nexus. Not fully yet, but most of the walls are now lined with scaffoldings. Bricks are being laid one at a time, daisy chain of skeletons and live figures, creatures, passing bricks one at a time, stone, mortar, being laid down, constructed from scratch. Unfortunately, there's no Voltar to summon a new wall, so they have to be done the old-fashioned way, especially before Dad comes home.
And there's no Jarrus here to oversee the construction of things, because he's like our one stonemason.
Exactly. So, as that is going about, rather than being summoned by Voltar, you're summoned by Ravenness this time. And she tells you, the war is coming. These orcs, they're from my world. They are from the same world that Brogark and I, and even Orcus,
Delphyrus entered channel.
are from.
Dawn just sort of like speaking to no one in particular. What is it with orcs and befalling to like evil forces? This seems to be a theme.
When I had left my tribe many decades ago, I had cursed them for what they had done to me. I had cursed them, and I'd left. I'd moved far, far west. From coast to coast, I had moved. The last thing I heard was that my curse took hold. I wish a meteor would strike down the tribe. So I got my wish, as far as I was concerned. It seems whatever had befallen them, far worse than I could imagine. I'd only imagined that whatever it was in the meteors that had struck them had given rise to these, well, semblance of what remained of my tribe. I think they're here for me. But not specifically only me. But to stop a force like us from stopping them.
Add another one to the pile of weird shit that wants to kill us.
But I fear that my people, as you know, aren't the most intelligent. I fear it's not simply the orcs themselves, my people. I feel there is a mastermind behind all this.
Well, clearly, I'm not. Last I checked, most orcish tribes don't have spaceships.
She chuckles at that remark. I'm not even sure what a spaceship really is. But that would make sense. Anyway, Brenna. Delph, you are here, yes?
Yes.
I hear that you are looking for an elemental to fuel the ring that you have.
Son of a bitch, I didn't save my changes. Alright, sorry.
Oof. That feel.
Well, if Drekthar were here, he could just conjure one from the plains, but alas.
I wish it were so simple, you see. That would be, of course, the easy way. But I have a proposal. Perhaps one that we could benefit from, and seeing as how this war might be coming to our doorsteps very closely, I have a way to perhaps arm ourselves with a counter. I haven't shown you this, but come, follow me.
All I'm imagining now as we walk through like hallways of weapons, where it's just like we need guns, lots of guns. More like we need artillery, lots of artillery.
Close, but not quite.
Lots of fireball launching things.
Raveness is going to show you something that you guys may not know. Dawn might have an inkling, but probably has never ventured down yet. But we're talking about the secret passage in the garden, backyard. And if you guys are on roll 20, I'll show you guys what I mean. So
I'm not sure anybody goes down there, but Virgil.
yeah, probably not anyone. I'm sure Dawn has an idea that something like this exists, but she just hasn't gone down
She
yet.
doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. So in the back, if you're looking at the Nexus, if you want to move your tokens, you can. But right before the tent, there's sort of like an earth elemental that's there.
Earth, ERF.
Yeah. His name is Fur, because he is an iron earth elemental made of hematite. So Fur, iron. Joke aside, he kind of emerges and he sees that I'm there, or he sees that Ravenness is there, and he parts ways. And speaking of sort of muttering a command word, you see that Ravenness invokes some magic, and before you, the ground starts to rise out. And before you is sort of a mausoleum shape structure. And it rises out, small structure, nothing fancy. Burr opens the door, the stone doors open. And you see that there's a crypt within this mausoleum. Just a coffin where you probably lay a body. That soon changes as runes are kind of just touched and felt and placed upon the sides. Opens up to an empty set of stairs that leads down into darkness and depths. Green braziers illuminate the set of stairs. But you all have dark vision, not too bad. When you all enter, if you wish to, follow Ravenness down the steps into the depths of the Nexus Island itself, you find that it's a multiple series of floors. It seems that island of the Nexus, which is sort of an inverted cone almost, is sort of in the form of an inverted pyramid, and several layers you see that there are undead all about. Geared, armored. It looks like an operations room. Undead moving about, commanding orders, training, temples, shrines, things of that nature. Until you get to the very bottom level, where as you get further and further down, like an inverted pyramid, it gets smaller, more narrow, and more narrow. And when you get down to that very bottom layer, there is a green portal that stands there. After you, he says to you guys.
Brenna just kind of clenches her shield a little bit tighter and says, well, one way or the other, right? And we'll march through the portal.
Now that Brenna is gone, I'm just gonna kind of look at Raven and say, so why should I trust you?
Have I ever led you astray? I thought we were a team.
Technically, Fainwood and I are on the same team as well, but that just clearly doesn't mean shit.
Well, one of us does not provoke the other, or their interests.
Brenna, we're here, should be like, and what are your interests?
I mean, Dawn sees the army here, so she doesn't take a huge stretch of the imagination. I suspect if our interests were really aligned, you wouldn't need a secret lair. And she just sort of steps through the portal.
She smiles, but no one sees it. When the two of you step through the portal, the camera is top down and looks into the portal, and sort of like jumping into a pool. It goes through the portal and it flips on the other side, sort of an inception. And when you emerge on the top through the other side, you see that you guys stand through the portal to a rather cool, very tundrous climate. For the most part, it looks like you're standing upon a mountain. Not a super large or steep mountain, but a very gradual mountain. Snow around you, but the snow has been kind of just packed, stepped upon, compressed. There seems to be a garrison here, a small fort. And in front of you is just an army of undead. And even further from this army of undead, there is a much larger mountain, coined as the Copper Mountain, to the far east of Faerun. And there, see that this mountain is occupied by all manner of lights. Small lights glowing in the distance, some torch-colored, some unnaturally green, and some blue, the dreadnoughts that you've seen. There's activity, heavy activity on this mountain, and hanging above the mountain are dreadnoughts, fleets of them, about a dozen from what you can tell.
Dawn just says, I've seen this place before, though minus the undead and the spaceships.
Brandon just kind of looks around and says, wait, whose side is she on? Referring to Ravenous.
She emerges through the portal behind you guys. And there's a chill in the air as that happens. And
Dawn just says, not really giving a shit that Raywin's standing right there. Well, see, I suspect if she wasn't on our side, she would have been smart enough to take the intelligent route of killing me first.
I'm on no one particular side. But I would rather not see everything that I've come to strive for destroyed. And this I could use a little bit of help with.
Yes, but whatever we're doing here, we need to be quick about it. I don't like leaving the island itself without a guardian.
The island is well tended for. Even though I am here, I am still there. You do not need to worry about that. But I wanted you to see that what my people are doing. This is only the preparation. My scouts tell me that there are far greater dangers than what you see. He points to the dreadnoughts, the mountain, the Copper Mountain in front of you. Just this humongous mountain. Lights everywhere. Hear sort of chants of war cries, orcish drums. They're planning on expanding. We don't have the resources yet, but I wish to fight them. I wish to neutralize them before they take over. I cannot do that alone.
Goes back to Nexus, begins researching the Manhattan Project.
Is that? Do you say anything about that?
I don't know that Dawn's World would have necessarily had. I guess I've never thought about if they had like.
I feel like it would be like an alternate universe where it's something similar, but not directly the same.
Well, I don't know if that world would have necessarily strived for such technology, since that world did have magic, and where you have magic, you tend to slack off on the technology part because it's like, oh, I could make a thing to do this, or I could cast Meteor Swarm.
What if it was like, well, yeah, no, but like Meteor Swarm is the equivalent of the Manhattan Project.
Right.
Got to develop that spell, yo. But no, like whatever. It's yeah. If you want to say anything about it.
I think we're gonna need more than just Guardians to take that down. We need actual siege weaponry.
Which is precisely what I had in mind. Brenna, this is where you come in. You'll indulge me.
She kind of is taken aback by just all of the everything here, and she'll just turn around and say, "Sure, whatever it takes to protect the Nexus."
It's not only the Nexus that you'll be protecting, you see. It's this realm. My realm. That ring, of which had been crafted, that is a legendary item. It can hold an elemental in it. I see you have not held one yet. And by luck, that is good, you see. That ring was not easy to craft. What I want you to do is travel to the plane of fire. And I'm going to be very perfectly blunt with this. I want you to travel to the tomb of the Fire Prince. I want you to slay the Fire Prince and bring it and store it within your ring so that we have an alternative. Something that can change the tide if we need to.
Brenna just kind of cringes at the thought of, like, she hasn't really run across any knowledge of like Fire Prince, but just from the way it sounds, it's not quite like going to Saudi Arabia.
No. Absolutely not. It's way hotter.
Yeah.
Dawn
Also,
says,
table talk. Apparently, I was misreading, and she's not actually vulnerable to fire unless she takes another level in Vampire. But I'm gonna play it up as she is. And
Can I know what your breakdown level is?
What
What is it now?
technically it's still 18. Like, because you gain a whole bunch of flaws when you are like a level 0 vampire to make up for the fact that you gain like a couple of bonuses, which are like not many.
Okay. So it's more like it's a race thing, not actually a class called vampire, right?
It is like you can
Half and
take
half.
levels in vampire. Like it's kind of like a template that's applied to your character, and then like you can level in vampire
Oh, it's like
instead of your class.
it's like Elder Scrolls Vampire, like the degradation and the sort of the levels of vampirism you take from not feeding kind of thing.
no, it's
More or
like
less.
it's basically it's like a race template that has class levels. So like you can take a class level. Like when you take the template, you're level 0. So you can be like a level 18 cleric and 0 vampire, and you gain the 0 vampire like attributes. But then you can take a level in vampire to like lower the negative attributes.
Okay, all right, I see.
Well, it like yeah. For example, the level 0, it's supposed to force change your alignment to lawful evil, but I've been kind of like hand waving that, because it was because of her circumstances. It changes you to undead. You're chained to the grave, which means that if I die and cannot make it back to my grave, like, I'm just destroyed. I gain vampire weaknesses. Harmed by running water, stake to the heart will destroy me in my resting place. Sunlight hypersensitivity, which is why she's always wrapped up everywhere she goes. Forbiddance. She gains bite and claw attacks, like natural weapons, and dark vision. So she has a bunch of like flaws and shit that make up for the couple things she does get. Essentially, to balance it out and make it like neutral, like a level 0 thing.
Okay.
And then, like, if I were to take another level in Vampire, I would gain regeneration and Spider Climb, but I would then be vulnerable to fire and acid damage.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Just the creepy prospect of like a vampire upside down crawling.
Right?
Okay.
So, jumping back into it.
Well, we do have those. We do have those pendants from that adventure in hell that lets you survive in places that are entirely too hot for mortals to walk.
Brenna will kind of smirk and say, but we're not exactly immortals now, are we?
Well, still, we were. We still follow most of the same rules. At least I do. I don't know about you. Shifty eyes.
She frowns slightly and says, oh, right.
Yeah, we still have those from that adventure. That might at least let you walk on the plane if there is ground there without getting immediately disintegrated. Besides, if Raywin was trying to kill you, there are far less ridiculous ways to do it.
He was trying to say something serious and then just, no.
What?
No, like you see that her mouth just drops a little bit, like just opens slightly, and you can see that she's calculating all the ways that she can end you, but like you can, it's very obvious. It's not even hidden. But she's like, you know, she just plays it off.
Dawn just says, "What? I expect betrayal out of basically everyone."
Brenna frowns a little bit at that.
What do they say about betrayal, Dawn? Only your friends can betray you.
That's not necessarily true. Look at Fainowit. She's not my friend.
She hasn't betrayed you yet because she can't.
Oh, she'd betrayed me alright. I really should have killed her too, but rules.
What if I create a simulacrum for you to have fun with?
What?
This is where Dawn's alignment shifts.
Now, come on. I'm not a sadist.
Sometimes you just need to take out a bit of rage. It's what I'm saying. Keep a clear head. Anyway.
Brenna mutters under her breath, could have fooled me.
Anyway, think about it. But we haven't much time. She will go through the portal. And just before she leaves, like exiting like a room or house or something, the portal's open. Simply walk through. Find me if you're ready.
Dawn's just like looking at the other mountain through like the sniper scope, just looking at like the troop movements and seeing just how ridiculous this is.
Make a perception check.
Perception check. My perception is crazy high. Let's see how this goes. I have advantage because it relies on sight. So that gives me a total of that plus that. That's a 33.
With within the mountain, there are various caves, and these caves facilitate to sort of the size of like maybe a airbase hangar might. Not only is there like maybe a small army of at least 10,000 that you can broadly see just marching about in a garrison, a camp. You also see that there are these small cave-like hangars that house strange aircraft. They are sort of in the same manner that the dreadnought is. It looks inorganic. Sorry, it looks organic, but it's composed of inorganic material. It has weird spines, spikes. Might look like a huge bug or like a dragon or something. It does not look like your typical, maybe like a fighter jet, like structure and geometry. This is massive, and it's inexplicably just an Armageddon. This could wipe out a sizable portion of the continent.
You fuckers see I'm busy?
Yeah, that they don't care about that. Everyone's so worried about what Ratlaw was doing, but apparently this cropped up without anyone being the wiser.
How do we know he's not behind this?
I don't know. This seems too straightforward. He seems to be more about mind games than actual Armageddon. But we're going to need one hell of a weapon, or a really long guerrilla war, taking targets we can get. Because as much as the Nexus likes to take its enemies head on, I think we've come up against something we probably can't. We've done a lot of ridiculous things, a lot of risky saves. But this time, I think taking extraordinary risks is off the menu. We have to play it far more carefully.
Brenna will nod and say, I agree. This definitely seems like whatever is behind this is not taking things lightly.
We should get back to the island in case another bombardment hits, though I'm not sure we could push them back a second time.
Just find a way to be able to fly like you all do.
I need to find a way to send the rest of our civilians off the island. But I can't operate the portals.
I'm not sure that I can... Well, depending on how they work, I may be able to. I know a few spells that let me get around. Well, most of them require a bit of a warm-up time.
Well, there may be other ways off the island. I don't know every inch of it, but the only way I've ever left it is through the main portals, and I guess now through this portal that Raywin has. But if Raywin can have one, there may be more. Who knows? Vasco might have one hidden somewhere. Anyways, we should get back to Raywin and see what sort of ludicrous plan She has to make this work.
Brenna will nod and go back through the portal.
Yep, I'll go back through the portal.
You go back through the portal. Looking for Ravenous?
Yep.
Alright, make an investigation check.
Oh, jeez.
This place is massive. It's your first time here, so...
I'm not very good at these. This will be fun. Actually, I didn't roll too bad. What is my modifier? I have my modifier is 1. So I got a 16.
Nice. That's pretty good.
I rolled 15.
I got a 1 on the die.
1 on the die. Really? So what's your total? 1?
2.
2. Okay, so you're just struck by sort of the temple that's built directly under the keep of the Nexus, right?
Oh wait, 9. Sorry,
9.
I guess I am proficient in investigation.
Oh,
My
that's pretty
bad.
good. But you're still like this is just, you're beholden to like all this. This is like a temple. It doesn't say anywhere, but you get the feeling that this is a temple of Ravenous or something, that she's constructed her own religion or something. It's like just there are both live and undead here. Some acolytes and such things.
It's a cult. It's called a cult.
No, you're forbidden. When you say that word, you immediately get deafened. It's like there's words everywhere, and if you say that word, you get deafened. No, I'm kidding. That doesn't happen.
Definitely.
But
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice. But when you look around the temple, going up the many floors it takes, you eventually, about like maybe half an hour, find Ravenous, but different. The last time you saw Ravenous, while talking upon the mountains, the peaks of the Copper Mountains, she was wearing sort of like a black robe dress. This time you find her in sort of a star robe sort of garment. And she's holding a clipboard, looking at a few things, analyzing some papers over a desk on top of an altar. She's wearing glasses too for some reason.
Glasses are popular in the Nexus right now. Now that you mentioned a clipboard, all I imagine is there's like pallets of stuff in the background, and there's like a skeleton wearing like the orange reflective vest with a clipboard.
Yep, that too.
He's back
There's,
there moving
just
stuff.
Driving a
there's
forklift.
Yeah, there's like an apparatus of Wallish, just like this large lobster tank thingy that moves stuff with its pincers. I'll have to make one of those. Just not now. But yeah, you find Ravenous just pouring through text and papers and parchments and such things.
Well, it seems like you stay busy.
She hadn't realized that you guys had walked up on her, and she says, "Who let you in here?"
No one let me in here. I go where I please.
Good answer. Who let you in here? And looks at Brenna.
Brenna kind of turns her head to the side and says, "I thought you did."
Oh, I see. Not very bright, are you?
Damn.
One of the other me's must have let you in. I am Ravenous Triple Prime. You are looking for one of the other ones, I assume. If you do not understand that, I am a simulacrum. I am the third in my order.
Brenna looks over at Dawn and says, "Is that obsessed with herself, isn't she?"
And I thought I had a problem.
Anyway, if you're done talking and wasting my time, you'll find her in her quarters, 2 floors up. At least one of them. One of us.
One of us.
There are many like us. Only one of us.
Dawn just like turns and walks away. It is just like this sort of. She like walks away and sort of thinks about it for a second. Is like, we really shouldn't have let her wander around the island unchecked for all this time.
Okay, cut to another 10 minutes of you guys walking up 2 more flights until you find Raveness's quarters. Raveness's plural quarters.
Oh, you share quarters with yourselves. I see how it is.
Raven necessities.
It's not gay if it's yourself.
Masturbation at that point.
I feel like Isaac would have enjoyed this session just to make like jokes. There would have been so many. That's gay. It's so gay.
You come into a stone room chamber. It's very plain. Everything is pretty much predominantly stone. Artificial lights, green flames kind of just hang about. And she's not surprised. This one is definitely not surprised by your entrance. He says to you, "I hope you made up your mind." "I cannot do this alone."
Brenna will just nod and say, well, I don't really think we've got a whole lot of choice. This is the best lead we've got.
It's
she'll
merely,
Oh, go ahead.
it's merely a beginning. A beginning to our arsenal. Both to bring down this orcish army and the one that potentially Ratlov has. There's going to be more than just one war. And we're going to need all the resources that we can get. This is how I plan to begin.
Somewhere in the Nexus, there's like a chalkboard that says like days since enemy unveiled Orcish army 0.
Brenna kind of looks around at the two. I guess maybe I might have missed it when I was having like lag or whatever, so I'll just ask it out of character for now. But
Okay.
like in the past 6 days, have we seen any of the other Nexus people or no?
The past 6 days? No. They have still been out on excursions with Voltar himself.
So they have not come back at all. We
Not
have not
yet.
seen.
The mission, as far as you're concerned, is still active, and they're on active duty.
Well,
And
and you have to consider that like time doesn't always flow the same. So for them, they could have been gone like 15 minutes. Time isn't always the same for them as it is for us.
In that case, I'll ask Mr. DM. Would this be an unusual amount of time for them to be gone? Because Brenna like would normally be the one that stays behind anyway, so
It's
she'd
not-
kind of have.
It's not impossible that they've been gone this long. It's not unusual yet. You don't have the need for concern just yet.
Okay. I was just curious because, like, being that she has never actually really gone out too much with the party, she would kind of have an idea, like, this has been way too long, like, what happened to them? But we're good. Gucci. As Isaac would say.
I mean, as long as the locket that Lysandra wears is still connected to Dawn, Dawn knows if, you know, she's alright or not, so...
Oh, Lysandra's all right. There's like a pleasant hum to your amulet. She's definitely going shopping. Because
Yeah, so she always knows if she's fine, so that's why Dawn hasn't seemed alarmed, because it's just like, well... I know Lysandra's fine, so...
It's all good in the hood.
Once again showing that, like, the rest of the party could, like, fall into the plane of fire, and Dawn would just be like, Lysandra's fine.
A blonde hair falls into the plane of fire. Lysandra's not fine.
Now we have to go fight the entire plane of fire.
Okay. So, have you a response, or do you need time, or do you need to decline?
Well, Brenna said that she doesn't think she has any choice. Because, you know, shit's real right now.
Yeah, it's the best lead we have to go on.
Yeah.
So she will nod and say that she is ready for whatever trials lay ahead. She's still got that kind of like naive, like new guardian smell about her. Like she just wants to do good
Oh,
because she hasn't really had a chance to.
you smell like Violet.
I smell 17.
Now, Violet smells more chaotic good. I don't know what Brenna is.
Suicidal. Good. Okay. If that's the case, is there anything you guys wish to prepare for? Knowing that you are going to venture into the plane of fire.
Well, I mean, we need to get those amulets we had
Now,
in
the
hell.
amulets that you have, what are their exact properties? Like, aside from comfort, right?
Basically, their properties were they prevented like it doesn't completely negate like, you know, extraplanar heat, but it makes it like bearable. So instead of like, oh, I walk into, you know, the pits of Avernus, instead of, you know, immediately bursting into flames, it's just like it's like walking through a desert. It's still hot, but you're not like immediately combusted upon entering.
Okay, excellent.
I think it's more like like that, and I know that you suffer ill effects if you're in like hot and or really cold environments after a while. I imagine it counteracts that mostly.
Yeah,
Yes.
it lets you. It basically just lets you like you're not comfortable, but you're safe for like
Yeah.
extraplanar operations.
It's like maybe a parka in the Arctic or something. It'll help you out a bunch.
Yeah, but it's
Okay.
not going to completely save you. And if you happen to lose it, well, you're probably fucked.
Amongst bringing the amulet, anything else you guys want to prepare for? Anything you want to bring?
Do we have anything that would even be useful for this task? Let's see. What all? Do we have anything fun? Probably want to bring you healing potions because, you know, shit hurts.
Yep. Healing potions and I'll I need to go through and like edit my spells prepared if I know we're going into the plane of fire, so I can like, you know, have things that might actually help in that situation.
All right, what are my prepared spells? Do I have anything worth a damn for this?
Detect poison, MVP.
I still have that prepared, actually. I mean, it was useful.
Oh, for sure.
No.
Okay, so does Brenna think that memorizing control weather would be helpful in the plane of fire, or is it just like hot or extra hot?
The plane of fire has unusual weather anomalies, mostly wind. There are cinder storms, which will essentially cause very hot shards of cinder to fly and cut into your face. So perhaps it could be beneficial, but my job will be to get you as close as possible to the tomb of the Fire Prince. If you feel more offensive requirements are necessary, I would say that be the first priority.
I'm just looking through the inventory, trying to see if there's anything that would be useful. Clearly, we need this filter of love.
Charm the prince.
Epic boy.
Oh, you.
I mean, it's worked in other games.
Do like Bugs Bunny.
Oh, actually, we
yeah,
do
you're
have
right.
multiple rooms of flying. What do you know? Why,
It's like
since when do we have another ring of telekinesis?
it's like somebody's been stocking up the armory, preparing for a war.
Now we know why J-Mang always buys everything off the vendor immediately when it re-rolls. I mean, what?
All the magic items.
I know you guys aren't gonna be ready, so I gotta be ready for you guys.
Well, I mean, you're right, because most of the party's too busy doing their own thing to pay attention to that kind of thing.
Yep.
Let's see. Is there anything...
Obviously, Firestorm isn't going to do me a whole lot of good in playing a fire.
I'm just looking through here and trying to figure out what would be useful. Let's see.
Hey, this one's got Firestone. Maybe she's one of us. One of us. One of us.
Nope, that's not useful. I've got to go through. I'm just looking through what we have and trying to see if anything would actually be useful. Let's see. I think the problem really is my attunement slots are pretty tight.
So I've got a question.
Yes, friend.
Would we have the materials on hand to cast Legend Lore?
Oh, let me see what that is. Is it in the PHP?
I'm looking it up on Grimoire actually.
Is it Grimoire? Grimoire will tell you what book it's from.
Oh, no, I got it. I got it. Incense 250. Ivory strips. Or ivory strip. I don't know what an ivory strip is. Is that like an elephant thing that's just strips?
I don't know, TBH. Because I was thinking, like, if we could get more information about this Lord of Fire, like, that would be useful.
If you can let me know what a ivory strip is, I will see if we have some.
I tried to Google it and it didn't tell me too much.
Ivory, 4 ivory strips worth at least 50 gold.
Oops, if I can spell.
Name or describe a person, place, or object. The spell brings you.
Whoa, we have another one of these since fucking when? Jesus. Or wait, why do we have another one of these? What? Since when do we have another Belt of Cloud Giant Strength?
Oh, we got it as a reward from Mr. Mamone.
Yes.
I legitimately random rolled it, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, I random rolled. That's the second one we have. I random rolled that. Like it actually started an argument when I rolled it on the random tables. Like what I did was I just randomized all of the tables. Like I rolled to pick which table I rolled off of, like maximum random, and got that. And that's why Vooz has like a bazillion to hit modifier.
So as far as I can tell, Ivory Strip is like just like pieces of not necessarily like elephant like rhinoceros tusk, but like I just see like little strips of like bone or whatever. Like I'm just looking through the image search. Like obviously it's a lot of it is like stupid little like house decor stuff, but
I'm gonna take this out of
and
here.
some like really pasty white lady like naked on the street apparently.
All probably very illegal, if it's real ivory.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so legend consists of current tales, forgotten stories, or even secret you've never. So if you want, I'll let you roll an investigation check to look for ivory strips, and you go to when you do this, you go to Sigil to look for this. You can definitely buy them because not a special item, but it might be rare, and if you might, let's see if you can find it.
That is an 18 investigation check.
Okay, you do find, you find enough to create the spell. So you definitely can if you can mark off like 50 gold pieces, or 200 gold pieces, because you need 4 pieces of this. Definitely do that, so you have enough to create the spell.
I'm definitely putting this in my inventory. I'm changing my loadout around because we got some good shit. I really love the card scanning thing, so I can put shit back in the inventory. Okay.
Alright, the account has been debited.
Okay, excellent.
Let's see. I need to change this.
If you cast the spell, Brenna, as well as like you need to spend another 250 for incense, which the spell consumes anyway. So when you name, there's no name directly, but
Nice.
You name the general term, the Prince of Fire, and you learn sort of a tales of this prince who is not actually not directly like a prince in the physical form, but it's just this huge, humongous, chaotic, elemental, fire elemental to be specific, like humongous proportions, and one that could take up the size of a volcano, and that comes to your mind. And this prince, like all the other elemental princes, has no concept of good or evil. It just acts to cause destruction. And essentially, what you gain from learning about this creature is that it's a WMD. It is what meta-wise would be a Manhattan Project. It is a weapon to turn the tides as necessary, as you can see in your visions when you cast this legend lore. You named just the prince generally. You did not give a specific name, so you do not know who it is, but you understand that this creature is very powerful.
I was about to ask if his name was Saddam. Because he's a weapon of mass destruction. Anyway.
Early 2000 jokes intensify.
I know, right?
Okay, so that's what you gain from it. 250 gold pieces. That's pretty worth it. And you get to keep the ivory strips. Those don't get consumed.
Oh, okay.
I'm just sitting here changing my loadout around because there's some good shit in this inventory.
Look at all the trinkets.
Well, I mean, there were just some things that I didn't have, like I didn't know we had, so it's like, I need to look through here.
Like all the OP items.
More or less. What else do I want? I'm looking for one more thing to grab that would help me out here.
By the way, Delph, the ivory strip something might be something you would want to keep on your person, perhaps, if you want to cast a spell on occasion.
It's a 10-minute cast, so like I'll probably keep them at the Nexus for the time being. But if we're going to go out on like an extended outing or something, I might bring it with.
All right. Just giving you options.
Oh yeah.
I gotta make decisions. Do I want that? I don't know if I really want that. I really need to get an enchanted shield at some point. I need to put that on my list of shit to get. Let's see. Yeah, there's only the animated shield in the inventory. That's fine. Didn't necessarily want an animated one, because that requires attunement. Yeah, I was trying to figure out what to take with me that would be the most useful. Let's see, that's not helpful. And I kind of really want this item, but I don't want to give up an attunement slot for it. Damn you, 3 attunement slots. But I've been hesitant to allow that rule from story mode to apply in the Nexus because like everyone would get so hilariously broken with 6 attunement slots. The amount of stacking would be nuts.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I play 2nd edition and 5th edition. So, that is how I look at things.
Yeah, the amount of like inventory stacking would be crazy. Though I mean, it would be cool because then you could, use less. Like, if you want a flavor item, you could actually slot one. I have to keep this item. I cannot get rid of it. I'm just trying to see if there's anything that would do me more good than my glasses right now.
My glasses.
I mean, the glasses are really helpful though, because being able to see really far away is helpful, but not that helpful.
I can see Brenna taking create food and water and being like, I'm going to regret this, and summoning like a bunch of water above the fire elemental's head and gets like splashed with it.
Yep.
Wait, what is this? Wait a minute. This is why we look through the inventory before we're going out here, because let's see. Clearly, I need to put Amulet of the Plains on, right? As like an emergency get the hell out spell.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm pretty well set because I was just preparing spells.
I was just changing my loadout a little bit because I'm not the tankiest person, and shit hurts. I might grab this animated shield just because.
Brenna is like 80% support. Like she's got a bunch of heals and shit.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna throw the animated shield on in place of my glasses because I need more tank right now. That just gives a bonus of 2, right?
Yeah, regular shield. No hands.
Okay.
When you guys prepare yourselves, sort of just as the conversation goes about when you're equipping yourselves, Ravenous says to you guys, here are a few items I wish for you to take. And she hands both of you these empty crystals. These crystals that are just about the size of your fist. And hands you these diamond, not like diamond, it's like the diamonds on a card. It's like that kind of diamond, not a cut diamond. And she hands you these crystals, and she says to you, specifically you, Brenna, most of all, your ring must stay empty at all times until you find the prince. The magic on the ring is legendary, but it can only contain so much, and the prince is powerful. If you house any other elemental before you reach the prince himself, there is an unlikely chance that the ring can contain its power. So I implore you, keep it empty until you find him. You understand?
Brenna nods solemnly.
Now, on the other hand, I provided you with crystals, which once you slay an elemental, you may capture them, and we may use these elementals to our benefit. I assume that there are going to be many, many elementals on the way before you find the prince himself. So, the more that you capture, the better off we will be. You'll need to succeed on an Arcana check before you capture an elemental.
Fourth wall shatters.
Yeah. She explains to you like how to do it. So you kind of have an understanding that it's not always a guaranteed success, but
It's an Arcana check. That's like any. I know J-Ming knows this, but like if you're trying to specifically like thwart Dawn, just int checks.
oh, I did not know that.
Int checks
I mean,
all day.
I guess I realized that now when the investigation was a +1. But I did not. I had no idea.
That's like her one stat that is just pitiful. Int checks, man.
Good thing we have an Arcana cleric. I hope.
With an int of 12.
No, her int is 14.
Oh, quite intelligent. Quite intelligent.
For a cleric.
All right. So, lastly,
Stuff still goes up wisdom, damn it.
lastly, I would implore you to bring as little as you can. You see, the plane of fire is very, very treacherous. And I'm talking about the things that you wear, the things that you carry. Bring only what you need, and I would even suggest you not bring a bag of holding. That might have a very likely chance of being evaporated.
I'm assuming things that are like of legendary quality probably aren't going to instantly evaporate.
Probably not.
If there's no bag of holding, does that mean no quiver of Elona?
Probably.
Bum bum bum.
That makes things very limited.
Choose your gun wisely.
My guns and ammo will be very limited.
Just come like strapped with like 19 different bandoliers of ammo.
It's how I used to do it. I actually legit had like Drekthar craft bandoliers because that's before the Quiver of Elona. That's how I went. I just came strapped like the fucking that scene in the Matrix. Just guns everywhere.
Strapped. So
I'm gonna have to get my old like gun straps out for this.
yeah,
It's like that Rammstein song, "Let me see you strapped."
something that you thought you'd never see again. Your old gun holster and sling, web gear, and everything.
Yeah, but it does the old slings do have limits, so I'll have to map this out. But let's see.
So, I don't think we have enough time for tonight. So why not we end here next week? Plan a
Dun,
fire?
dun dun dun. Plane of
Bum, bum,
Fire
bum.
episode.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right.
I like DM question.
Yes, please.
So Brenna has a spell on her spell list from being Arcana Cleric. And now I've lost track of where it is. God damn it. Liamun's secret chest. You can hide a chest with content in the ethereal plane for 60 days. Would we be able to summon that potentially to like if we like put emergency like supplies in there? To be
You
able
must
to.
touch the chest and the miniature replica as a material component spell. While the chest remains on, you can use an action to replica call the chest. Yeah, you can absolutely take this with you.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
this
we
is
have.
like a bag of holding, but it's not a bag of holding. It's better.
Yep.
Yeah.
It can only hold up to 12 cubic feet of non-living material, 3 feet by 2 feet. But we can store like emergency supplies and like a break glass in case of emergency plane or amulet of the planes or something.
Yeah. I'll have to leave my bag of holding behind.
Ah,
And whatever other some of my random stuff behind. Because of my gun straps, I can't carry all of my weapons in that. But that's okay. I have a week to map out exactly what I can carry.
Yes.
Because it's been a while since I actually had to give a shit about my inventory size. At least in this game.
I think that might be part of the point.
In story mode, I always have to be aware of my inventory size because my character has like stick arms.
In this game, Dawn simply puts on Cloud belt, Cloud Giant.
I did put the cloud belt on. I have a carrying capacity of 405 pounds.
It's like when she finishes buckling it up and cinches, her arms explode like through her shirt.
Bam!
Alright, so we will sign off for the night and be back next week.